might be my arrogance, but ain't nobody stopping me. That's how I go when you pay for them shows.
All right. Holy shit, we're live again, and we got another fucking interview for you because it's really simple math. What happens when you take 50% of Catch 33? Well, you still get 100% awesome. That's right, I'm live with Colossal is Crazy. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, punks? Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for fucking slumming. I appreciate you slumming again. It's been a long time since you come down here.
It's not really slumming.
Not anymore.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, glad to be back on a show of some kind, doing anything on YouTube.
It's been a while since you've really done anything on the platform, right? Aside from Tommy the other day.
I don't know. The FouseyTube thing. But yeah, you're right. Haven't participated on YouTube, anything YouTube related in a while, I suppose.
Just let's start with that. I mean, I'm sure people want to know why you're still away. So you want to tell everybody where you are still and what you're doing and why you have been away for as long as you have.
I'm in Vietnam. So I work in Asia now, pretty much. So I'm in Vietnam at the moment for New Year's. Happy New Year's, by the way.
Happy New Year's, yeah.
Not quite New Year's yet. Yeah, I bought a shirt yesterday, and I spent $200 on it, and I didn't realize it was $200 because everything here is in dong, Vietnamese dong.
Oh wow, this is like your dream.
What, in buying stuff in dong?
Yes, I could see this would be something that you would be very fascinated with.
I'm not really.
You love dongs.
I do like the word dong. I like the word dong, but like, yeah, it gets kind of confusing because like 1 million dong is about $15, right?
Oh, okay.
I think. No, it's 30 Great British pounds. That's it.
This is very confusing.
So this shirt was like, yeah. Then the shirt was like 4 million dong or 5 million dong. And I thought that was like 50 quid. But it turned out to be 200 quid.
Jesus Christ, dude. Where'd you shop at? Like some fucking really uppity high-end
Well, it was
store?
Tommy Hilfiger, so I knew it was going to... But I didn't realize it was going to be that expensive. So yeah, it was kind of a waste of money. But it's a nice shirt, in fairness.
In Vietnam, I figure you'd fucking be able to get like Fami Tilfinger, you know? I mean, in a nice sweatshop version of that, and it'd be a lot cheaper.
No, it was the official fucking store. It was the official store and everything. Nice fucking like rugby shirt. Bit expensive though. I haven't spent this much on or any item of clothing ever before. So... But yeah, it's a nice shirt.
Well, that's good. Well, at least it's a good shirt. It's always good to have a damn good shirt, man.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. I like it. So, I'll probably break it within a week. Like I'll put a hole in it or something.
I was like, break a shirt? How do you break a fucking shirt?
Well, just like with a cigarette, like I drop a cigarette on myself, like it goes through the fucking pockets. I don't know.
Still smoking.
I don't really know how to wash clothes properly. That's the thing. Like I stick them in the... Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but like I stick them in a washing machine. I do it all like by the fucking book, by the letter, like put in the washing detergent, and it's like still somehow like after like 2 washes, can't fucking wear this shit anymore because it's like dried out and it's like shit. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like I just ruin my clothes like all the time.
And this is why people come here, for the fucking exclusives of how Colossal washes his clothes. This is fucking amazing.
It's an interesting conversation.
Put shit in there and then turn it
Days, thanks for random. We are actually live right now, Dave.
Yes.
Fucking sorcerers.
All right, so let me explain to everybody what's going on here. We are at a table. We're using a virtual tabletop simulator, emulator, whatever the fuck it is.
I apologize to the chat for the witch, by the way. I don't know why the witch joined. Just don't listen to her speak because she will put a fucking spell on you. She's a fucking she's like 100%. She draws very nice art, but you know, she's a fucking whore. I'll be honest. Like,
oh my god! I think her art is probably cursed more than likely. It's how she disseminates her curses through her art, but it is incredibly talented fucking art.
Yeah, it does. She keeps fucking drawing me, manipulate me. Like she puts spell when she does a little artwork. Hasn't worked so far because, you know, fucking ColossalIsCrazy alpha clown man, best YouTuber.
What the fuck? I have no idea what the fuck is happening. But we are playing poker. We're going to be doing some, we're going to start now, I assume. I'm waiting for the cards to be dealt. We'll be talking through it. And every once in a while, I'm sure these...
Shit. It's going to be nice and chill, It's a break from the fucking Kingstar into
Well, yeah. Well, let me ask you about that.
Floppy, mute your fucking mic. It's another fucking woman. It's only fucking women in this server. They're all spasticated. Floppy, mute your fucking mic.
No. She's got AFK.
Actually retarded.
I did this to myself.
Too much fucking estrogen. Yeah, this is what happens when you've got too much fucking estrogen in your bloodstream.
Oh,
happens every time.
Oh boy, there we go. Misogynist fucking clown. Here we are.
Speaking of estrogen, like Pip is here as well, by the way.
Yes, he is. It's been how long? Pip, real quick, unmute yourself. How long was it that we did our interview?
Well, he can't hear you, Dave, because he's got his headphones muted.
Oh yeah. Well, that sounds about fucking right. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. Trying to ask him a question. What the fuck is that? I guess I forgot. He can count the potato though, so that's good.
You don't really want to. That's not much point. It's probably a good thing.
You're slick.
Right, that's it.
Thank you. Dynamite drop. Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is we got a lot of people playing here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna just be hanging out, and we're gonna take questions in the chat as well. So feel free if you want to drop some stuff in. I got a lot of things I want to ask Clown throughout the course of this show. Thought it'd be cool to give you guys something different after what we've had over the weekend. Insanity. And that's the first thing I kind of want to ask you, because I want to make it about myself real quick. What'd you think of the Kingstar interview, man? Because I've never seen him do an interview like that before.
I have, but it was a while back. I thought it was a good interview, like relatively. He's an interesting guy, like he's fun to talk to.
He really is.
Which I'm sure you've experienced now. So yeah, it was a good interview. I didn't watch it the whole way through because I had better things to do. But it was good.
Fair enough.
It was good. It was certainly good. Definitely pay you a compliment there. I enjoyed what I heard. I don't know. Was that different for you? Was that not what you were expecting when you did that interview?
Well, I got what I thought I was going to get at the beginning when we screamed at each other. I mean, the way the whole thing flipped out, right. Yeah, I was expecting it to be that. And that's what I got at first. And then he came back. I was very surprised at how civil and cordial and open. And for him, I would assume very, very fucking honest. It was just something I had not really heard from him before. It was really, really awesome to be a part of. Because I finally got it.
I mean,
give
yourself some credit, Dave, because you're like very relaxed, a relaxed person to talk to. Mm. So even Kingstar, after a while, I mean, it's going to take him some time, but he's going to become more open and more relaxed and speak to you more cordially, just because it's you, because you're very easy to talk to. You never really raise your voice, so.
Yeah, I try to give everybody respect. It doesn't really matter who it is. If you're on my show. I want to hear your story. And I didn't think he really thought that was going to be the case. I wasn't ever trying to trap him or a gotcha moment. And I figured he was not really going to be that way with me because, he hates me. At least I think he does, So it was an interesting thing. It was cool. Changed a lot of shit for me because here's the one thing. He's got bragging rights over you if he wants, because Catch 33 never got me to 9K subs. And look at this shit. I'm about to hit 9K during this stream, more than likely. Unfucking real.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm very pleased for you.
It's nuts. Yeah, fuck. I mean, you're telling me. All right, what do I got to do?
Yeah, it's so hard to like kickstart your stuff on YouTube nowadays. Like I always said, like once you reached 100,000, like you had a real shot at like getting popular in inverted commas on YouTube. I think that's getting higher with every year, every month even.
I think so.
If you're starting out on YouTube, you're under 100,000 subscribers, man, it's so fucking difficult.
Oh, it absolutely
just stacked against you, 100%.
And no question. I mean, we were talking about this with Leon and Alex the other night, and they're very optimistic about the growth of YouTube and where it can go, and people could still grow and do things. And I was very surprised that they were so optimistic about it because almost nobody else is. But they were. Do you think that it is a place where people can come in and still do stuff like that?
I mean, of course, like if you came into YouTube today, just started creating a new channel, of course you can still make it, but you got to be like literally at this point, 1 in 100,000. Yeah.
Really? It's that. It's still a big lottery ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, wouldn't say it's all luck, but yeah, I would say there's more luck than talent involved in becoming popular,
I would say,
if you want.
Thank you very much, Italian. Sure. I can't say that word probably.
You need everything basically. You need talent, you need dedication, you need work ethic, which is basically the same thing.
Do you need to play within the rules too, right? I mean, the new rules that are here. Is this on me? Is the action on me?
It's on, Clem.
Oh, right. I check.
100. It's 100 a call.
All right. I fold then.
Do you think do you think it's detrimental to people with trying to fit within these new rules that are still changing, by the way, on YouTube?
Yeah. It's a good question. It's like tough to say. I really want to say yes.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the case for a lot of people now. But there is like a small part of me that kind of hopes that's not the case. And you can just really do what you want. When I joined YouTube, I thought, yeah, you could pretty much get away with what you want. You've got complete creative control over your own channel.
Right.
But nowadays, pretty much based on last year and a little bit the year before, that's becoming less and less certain. And I think, I said since 2016, every year it's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
And like looking towards 2019 now, which will be, tonight, New Year's Day.
What the fuck just happened? Did I lose that hand?
You won it. You won the hand. I folded. When you put in 500, I was like, fuck this.
I was about to lose my fucking mind. Like, how did I lose that fucking hand?
Do you mind if I just quickly change the server over to Deckard because he's got better internet?
Yeah, go for it.
One sec.
It'll get, as Dave gets through these fucking questions.
Yes.
Not the poker a bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot what I was fucking saying, to be honest.
Oh, but, Roxy Hart just donated 50 SEK. I don't know what SEK is, but hey, thank you so much. Fucking hey. Thank you guys for the donation so far in Super Chat.
Probably like $2. It's probably like $2.
It's $2 more than I had. 50
SEK, did you say?
Yeah, 50 SEK.
You're so optimistic about everything. It's sickening.
You would think that I wouldn't be. After especially the year that I fucking had. I've had the worst year of my life in 2019. So you would think that the optimism would fucking fade, but it hasn't. I'm just here fucking plodding along. Does that just make you crazy too, that I'm still optimistic?
No. I'm joking. Like, it's refreshing, I think, because a lot of people, and quite rightly so, are very pessimistic about YouTube going into 2019.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those for sure. I think it is only going to get worse. Like I've been saying the same thing since 2016. I think 2019 is going to be even more shit. Ultimately,
but it's not because of YouTube though as much, is it? It's because of everything that's happening with the political sphere as well, right?
I mean, that is affecting YouTube. So yeah, YouTube themselves as well, Google, shall I say, they're definitely part of that. And I think YouTube won't fucking rest until they basically take away all creative control from YouTubers and basically have their own agenda, push the type of content that they want to be pushed, that they want pushed, and they will not stop until that's the case. That's what I think. You could see it now with mainstream people coming in. That's the kind of content that they want to promote. Will fucking Smith was in the YouTube Rewind. That was very telling for me. Yeah, I think that's the way YouTube is headed. And unless you conform to what they want, I don't think a lot of creators like myself will be around, let's say 2020, 2021, say, because we don't fit the mold that they're trying to create. And yeah, they just want us out. They just want us out. They'll push us out one way or another, whether it's just like direct termination.
I think the stream dropped, by the way.
Through the copy strikes and the claims and the demonetization, just the slow degradation of your own channel, just to fit their mold. Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking business, and that's the way they're running it and the way they want to run.
Very true. I think we dropped the thing. I think the whole damn thing dropped.
What, the stream?
Yeah, since you changed over to the other server, the whole thing went to shit. I'm not sure if we're even live right now. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Are we on? Are we?
Let me check.
Live.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Right when you dropped it, dropped to the other server. But don't change anything yet, because I think it's stabilizing.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're good. Don't even worry about it.
It's just because it's it'll be easier now in the or it'll be.
I don't know why that would have affected
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fine before the change, and then ever since the change, it's gone fucking completely shit. Which is funny because...
Can someone check? Can someone go to Dave's channel?
Yeah, it's not loading up any. It's loading for me at the moment.
It's pretty much...
Oh, it's...
Yeah, this was my worry with trying to do too much with the laptop, but yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, Dave, we can cancel poker if you want.
Well, I mean, if we can keep this going, and if it's going to work, people are saying they're not even getting a video. We might have to stop the poker and just go to a talk if that's okay.
Yeah. That's fine.
All right. I'm sorry.
Guys, I'll rejoin poker and we're done with this interview, maybe like an hour.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
We're going to save this thing. Not a big deal. I hear something in the background.
Yeah, it seems to be my fucking playing on some kind of recording, so it must have...
Yeah. I mean, the stream's working, but...
Okay.
What's up now?
But it's delayed.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead.
Right.
The visuals are out, but the audio was good. But still, I'm just going to go. I dropped out mainly so I can try to save it there. Sorry about that, guys. If you're still listening in the chat, I do apologize. And I do apologize for everybody here who's playing. I'm sorry. It's just fucking, internet shit sucks.
Are you back live now, Jay?
Yeah, we never dropped completely. Just the visuals dropped. I guess the audio was good the whole time.
Oh, shit. Right.
So, change it now. Thank you, Dauntless. I appreciate that through Super Chat. $9.99. I like $9.99. I like it. Good stuff. All right, so hopefully everything is okay now.
So we're just turning it into a straight-up interview, Dave?
Yeah, we'll just keep talking. If you want to keep playing poker with those guys while we're talking, that's totally fine, too.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I could do that, yeah. I'll try anyways. It's going to be tricky. No, I can't. There's no fucking way. Fuck that shit. And plus, we're playing for money as well, so I'm not losing any money.
Oh, fair enough. I didn't even know we were playing for money. Fuck.
We played, since we started playing poker on this server, we played, I think, 8 games, and I've won, 9 games, and I've won 6 of them. So I'm not losing any more.
Oh wow! Okay, so you've done okay. You haven't done too bad.
Not losing more than 3.
You will.
Oh, you will right now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm out of this one. I'll be back in like an hour. Something like that.
All right.
So the video froze. I'm gonna go ahead and try and retoggle it here and see if I can get everything to work a little bit better. Okay, my super chat question was not answered. I am so sorry. I didn't see it. I apologize. Let me see if I can go back up to it. For better internet connection.
How come you're on a laptop, Dave? You haven't got the big desktop.
Well, believe it or not, this laptop that I got from a gay Arab, Tobes, is better than the fucking desktop that I have. So I've been using this laptop as I've been going back and forth to the States because I don't have anything to stream on while I'm there. So when I came back here, the desktop, the second time that I have come back to Germany, and a desktop is just miraculously fucking broken as I come back. So the desktop was not working out. So I have to use the laptop for everything, which really sucks.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm on a laptop, and it's fine for me. I just got like one of those gaming laptops, which are supposed to be good for editing, and I haven't really had any problems with it.
Well, luckily you don't got to worry about editing too much when you only do one video a year. So, but
there's the roast. There's the roast.
Right in the baby maker. Hi, thanks for coming on, cunt.
This fucking year, 2019, 10 videos at least.
You're gonna do 10 videos this year.
10 videos in a year.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's doable.
That's
I'm gonna do it.
You realize that's one less than your total amount of videos you've ever made.
Yeah, let's double it. Double the total.
Get the fuck out.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it. I'll do it or I'll delete my channel.
Ooh. Well, yeah, okay. I think those are the options at this point.
I mean, if I can't manage 10 videos and make fucking videos, yeah, may as well delete the channel.
That's so. All right, well, go ahead. I got a question there. So, what's the first video of the year going to be on? Any clues? Any hints? Because
I can't. I'm going to keep it secret. No. I'm not spilling any fucking beans there.
Because you don't know yet.
I think it was a mistake to tell people I was working on the FouseyTube video. I think it's always better to have it as like a little surprise.
Yeah.
So that was a mistake for me.
I think so too.
I think from now on and in the future, just don't announce the video that I'm working on until, like, I'm no more than a week away.
How do you feel about the FouseyTube Part 2? Because that was something you said that you weren't going to do for a while. And then, of course, when he went fucking crazy again, it almost made it necessary for you to do so. How was the reaction to it? And how do you feel about it? Both videos, really, looking back now. Because that really is what defines you.
I think the video is fucking a work of genius. And I am a genius, obviously, for making it. No, I think it was my best video by quite a considerable amount, I would say. Maybe it's not everyone's favorite video, but it was certainly mine. I think you can see in like the progression of not just the editing skills, but the way the video is formulated, the entire structure. I think there are significant improvements there. And if you are a content creator, YouTuber that understands video creation in general, then you could certainly see the evolution and the improvements along the way. And I think any content creator worth their salt would say that. And I think it was the most funny video. It was certainly the most edgy video I made. But I always love that edgy humor. So as for the response, like, it was just very, very positive all round. Some people said the first part was better. I just don't agree with that at all. The first one was too serious. This was more of a joke, which is exactly as I intended it to be. In fact, I'll say that every intention I had for the part 2 was fulfilled, at least on my part. Everything I wanted it to be, it was. Wow. So I'm very pleased with it.
Do you think the tone was different with the Fousey video this time because he has basically become a joke? Is that part of it, or is it just kind of, just happened because you wanted to make it more funny?
Element of truth, I guess there's an element of truth to that, but I think, like you were just saying, the main reason is I wanted it to be more comedic and more humorous and more lighthearted. Lighthearted is probably the wrong word to use, but you get what I mean.
No, I do get it, because like the first video, it seemed like you were really trying to make a point about Fousey and the awfulness and stuff. I mean, that was, we know Fousey's a piece of shit. And you really drove that home very well. It was still very funny, don't get me wrong. But the second one had a completely different tone with the comedic. You still made the point that he's a piece of shit, but now it's almost laughable. It was like kind of the evolution of a meme. He went from just a regular fucking terrible person to this ridiculous joke of a meme. And I think you did that very well. You encapsulated that. He's fucking nuts. He's absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's a fucking degenerate, disgusting person. Fake as fuck.
Do you think the situation that everything that went down last summer, do you think that was fake?
I mean, there were certainly elements to it that were fake. It's kind of difficult to say that everything was fake.
Right.
As for his breakdown, and you can note the way that I'm saying that word.
I could hear the finger quotes, yeah.
Right, exactly. Can't prove it, obviously.
Right.
But, yeah, I am 100% certain in my mind that his depression, his, whatever you want to call it, his anxiety, the suicidal threats he made, all put on. Not genuine.
Oh, wow.
Fake. So anyone who was like, yeah, he's crazy, feel sorry for him because he's not well in the head. Well, of course, you have to be a kind of sick person to fake that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But in terms of he's actually really fucking depressed and actually contemplating taking his own life.
You don't buy it.
If anything, it's put on and exaggerated to the basically the fullest extent. But I will almost say that it might even be put on altogether.
Wow. Now, I don't know if you got to that point in the interview, but the reason why I asked that was Keem came on here and basically said the entire thing was 100% true, especially with his interaction with the documentary and everything. He talked about how he was warned that they might get stabbed, and he still went through it anyway. He said it was all 100% real, and there was nothing that was staged to put on. And you don't buy that.
No, I don't.
Is it just because of Fousey's track record, or is there something that you saw that maybe the rest of us didn't see, or people who are skeptical of it being fake did not see?
Both. Okay, well, we can look at, the moment where he was on the top of the car, I think that's the part where most people pointed to and said, yeah, this guy's not well in the head. This guy has problems. But if you take the time to think about it, logically, rationally, this is an extreme person.
Yes.
FouseyTube. Everyone knows he's an extreme person. Extreme person put into an extreme situation, right?
Right.
Helicopters flying above his fucking head, news coverage, in front of a crowd of people, all eyes on him. Fucking Kingstar there, right?
Yeah.
Not exactly a calming presence,
no.
is he? So, consider all these factors, combine them together, and I think you have a perfectly rational response to why he's there with his shirt half up to his nipples, speaking the way he's speaking. And I think that's the reason he acted the way he acted, not because he was off his medication,
right,
or he's belongs in a fucking asylum, or any of that shit. That's just false.
Yeah.
Is he fucking crazy? I mean, yeah.
Right.
By definition, he's crazy, but not in the terms that a lot of people think he's in. Like he belongs in an asylum, he belongs on medication, etc., etc. Well, maybe he does belong on medication, but like, I mean, so fucking millions of people take medication.
Everybody's on something. I mean, we're all autistic. Yeah, right.
Right. You got it.
But
in that sense, he's no different from your regular job.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I get exactly what you're saying. It's a wrestling
it's so
analogy.
Difficult to prove that, though.
It's almost impossible.
That's the problem. You can't.
No, because we can't see in his heart, unless there's something that leaks, unless there's some evidence, video, text, whatever, that's stating that he faked it. No, there's going to be no way to prove it. But I don't think that you're wrong in the inclination.
There is something. There's one clip.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I did crazy research on this guy. I must have watched, thousands of hours. Must have been thousands of footage from streams, all his videos, snippets here and there where he's appearing on other channels.
Right.
So much. Had to watch it in like 3 times speed because that's the only way I get through it. And I found one clip in all that, which hinted at that, where he said, one day I'll tell you this story. It's his first ever stream. Very few viewers. He's not prepared. He's not thinking about what he's saying. And he says, I played it at the very beginning of part 2 of my video. And he says, one day I'll tell you the story. I've manipulated everything behind the scenes. I've contrived everything.
Yep.
My own depression, he says, when I'm crying on camera, everything. And that, to me, was like, that was the nail in the coffin for me.
Has to be. Yeah, it's an admission.
Yeah.
How did he explain that? I mean, how did he go on to write that off? Because I'm sure he's been confronted about it at this point. Have you found anything where he explains it?
I've never seen him confront on it.
Really?
Ever. And I knew that. I'm surprised it didn't make a bigger dent than it did. But I guess, I don't know, maybe people didn't pick up on it as much.
Keem didn't cover it in his documentary?
I even had I don't think Keem did. No, nobody mentioned it.
That's bizarre,
It was obviously the most important clip.
Right.
I thought so, but I guess people missed it. I guess they missed it.
If he comes on here, I'll ask him. Can we get him on here? Is that possible? Let's get him on here. I want to fucking...
FouseyTube. Good fucking luck.
I want to ask you about the creation process, especially with Fousey. But I mean, like you just said, you watched thousands of hours to be able to do it. I don't think a lot of people appreciate how much time and effort video creators, or anybody in general, put into making something that they're passionate about and they care about. But you in particular, I mean, everybody knows your time schedule and everything and how rare the shit comes out. And that's not a knock. You put a lot of work and effort and research into your videos to make them flawless, perfect. You're a perfectionist. By doing all those things...
I would say, not every video, but certainly with the FouseyTube one, a lot of research into that.
Fair enough. When you do these things, though, when you invest yourself that much into it, do you find yourself connecting with them, empathy, sympathy, anything? Do you feel that for any of your targets, any of your topics, any of the people that you've done or subjects that you've done in your videos, in FouseyTube including?
Let me think about that. It's a great fucking question, Dave. You are a good interviewer, I'll be honest.
Thank you.
Certainly not with FouseyTube. In fact, the more I looked into him, the more I despised him, basically.
Okay.
But
that's interesting.
Lion Maker, no, I never really felt any empathy for Lion Maker, except for one moment in the interview I did with started crying. And I think that was just a very natural reaction for any person who's not a complete sociopath.
Yeah.
Man is crying right in front of you. If you're looking at him, yeah, you're going to feel empathy, even for, a dirty fucker like him.
Very dirty.
I remember with Bashverse, there was certainly a little bit of empathy, but not a whole lot. I'll be honest. Who else have I made? Amazing Atheist. I mean, that video was kind of more of a joke.
Right.
I didn't really just ever hate him like I did the others. And who else is there? I mean, you've only got 11 fucking videos.
Right, there's only 11 videos to fucking choose from.
Yeah.
Now, I already know the answer to this because we've talked about it before, but what's your least favorite video that you've made to this point? What was probably the most disappointing thing that you've worked on?
I don't know. I would say FouseyTube Part 1. I don't like the video.
Really? See, I thought it would be the compilation video that you did. The one that you did before Fousey 2. You didn't like that as much. And I loved it. I personally, that's one of my favorite ones that you did. He's a gay and all that type of stuff. It was fantastic. I really liked that video, but you didn't seem to like that one too much.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about that one. I really liked it when I made it. Then I went off it. Then I liked it again. Then I went off it. And then I'm not even sure where I am with that now. It's been so long since I've seen it. But I think, the FouseyTube Part 1 was disappointing to me because of the way I went about it.
Too serious?
Because I aimed to hurt. Yeah, too serious. I aimed to hurt him. Totally the wrong way to go about making a commentary video is by focusing on true expose, damage him, hope he loses subscribers, deplatform him, and that's how I went about it.
That was the goal for Fousey 1.
Yeah, that was the goal,
wow.
And I truly regret it. I lost sight of just trying to be entertaining, not worrying about damaging someone. And this is the whole thing with Content Cop, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks Content Cop is aimed to destroy YouTubers, that they lose subscribers, etc. But really, and I don't know this for a fact because I've never asked iDubbbz, but I think he resents the fact that people think that.
I think you're right.
He just wants to make an entertaining and funny video. And that's my aim. That was my goal until the FouseyTube video Part 1. And I just truly lost sight of what I was trying to do with YouTube.
See, that's interesting.
I deeply regret it.
See, that's interesting because there is a lot of people do put you and iDubbbz in that same type of category because, let's face it, Content Cop and a Con video do kind of about the same time frame. It's just every so often it's going to happen.
Right.
And so it's a natural comparison. Not to iDubbbz in general because he does so many other things. Really not much anymore, though. I really haven't seen much of iDubbbz this year, to be honest. But
a lot of people say he won't make a Content Cop again. I don't know if I agree with that, but I think
he will.
Just what I was saying before, he resents the fact that he's seen as someone who destroys people's careers.
Yeah.
I think he deeply regrets that. Resents that, sorry. And that's what puts him off making another Content Cop because his goal is to entertain people, to be funny, and that's it.
Yeah.
As is mine.
Yeah, he goes to take the piss out of a situation, and you can't always help the effect of something. That goes beyond your control. All you can do as a video maker is make the best thing that you can to make the points that you want to get across. Now, if people run with that and that has a residual effect, do you think creators should be held more accountable for that? Is it right? It's not really unfair to call a Content Cop a career killer or anything like that, although everybody has basically survived aside from Leafy. Is that fair to put that label on creators? Because once you put your stuff out there, it's really not yours anymore. It's the public's.
Well, firstly, totally separate issue, but I don't think the Content Cop was really a big detrimental effect to Leafy. I think
it was everything.
His channel was effective. Well, I think it was mainly that he was blacklisted by YouTube, and that's why his channel suffered. And all these things just happen to coincide with each other. If you actually look into it, see the time frames, content cop actually didn't affect Leafy. He lost some subscribers for a few weeks, and then he bounced back quite happily, and he was still getting the same amount of views on his videos directly after the content cop, if you look at the time frame.
Oh wow, okay. See, that's something I wasn't even fully aware of that.
It's a lot of people attribute the Leafy content cop to his downfall, but it's really not true. And
people feel it got the ball
rolling. If you go and look into it, you'll see the evidence for yourself. He didn't get any ball rolling. No, I don't think he was.
I think that's what people feel, though.
It was merely coincidental.
Merely coincidental. Wow. I would think, honestly, I think probably Baited probably had more effect than anything else. When everything.
I don't agree with that either.
Really, because that happened a little bit later on, and that's when he kind of went away. You don't think that Baited had that effect on him? I mean, you have that much hate, and like you said, he was starting to rebound after the whole iDubbbz thing, and then the YouTube stuff started happening. And from what I understand, he's a guy who has his shit together, has money, and all that type of stuff, so he doesn't have to worry on that end. Mm-hmm. But then Baited comes out, especially the original, where he was the focus. I mean, him and Grade were the focus of all of that. Could it be that was kind of what put that nail in his heart to not want to do it anymore?
I think for Leafy, I always said that the hate got to him, but I think I was wrong about that. I think, that played into it, but I think because his videos started getting demonetized, his views started to decline. And remember, for Leafy, it was all about like being number one, uploading, the grind, gaining subscribers, seeing the numbers. So when he started to lose that, he lost interest because he could no longer be number one. He no longer saw the growth that he was seeing before. And even though the growth was still considerable for most YouTubers, like it wasn't enough for him.
Yeah.
And so he thought, fuck it.
Which you can understand to a degree. I mean, Tommy has said this a few times as well. When you look at the numbers of his growth, there's only like one or two people in the history of YouTube that had by percentages the same type of growth. I mean, he was on PewDiePie numbers. He was really fucking growing at an incredible rate for a while. It was shocking, especially because I thought his content was shit. But he did what so many people are unable to do, and that's connect. I don't know why exactly, because that character to me didn't really. But I'm an older guy, so I guess
you're not a 16 teenager.
I'm not as demographic at all. So do you think, in the end, when it comes to YouTube, then and now, is it more what you do? Because you have the ability to not only make something beautiful, but also connect. What's more important? Is it artistic over connection, or is that connection the most important thing that you have to have? Because we see people do it without having both.
I mean, it's an easy answer for me because I don't aim to have any connection with my audience whatsoever. In fact, the less the better, quite frankly. So for me, it is just about making something that I would want to watch effectively. That's my entire process, is make a video that I would want to watch myself. That's it. I make videos for me, really, at the end of the day.
That is the clownest answer you could have possibly given, because the one thing that I've noticed about you for as long as I've known you is I don't think you realize and I know you hate this. But you have a strong connection with people. They do connect to you. Fucking people almost revere you. It's it gets kind of crazy at some points. You have this upper echelon intellectual father of the internet almost type of vibe that people give you. I mean, you get a lot of credit just by being you. And I know you don't think that's very founded or anything, but it's really true. People do gravitate towards you and give you so much fucking credit. Look how much credit that you have. You give Kingstar credibility just by your association. That's how.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Do you think that's fair? Do you like that? Is that something that you wish would just go away completely?
No, I don't. I would rather people see me as just a funny fucker. If people think I'm funny, that's probably the best compliment you could ever pay me, to be honest.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. Now go ahead.
If people think I'm like smart and shit, like I'm not gonna, be unhappy about that. But it's not really what I'm aiming to do. I'm just trying to make, be entertaining, be funny, whatever.
Yeah, make something for yourself. what got you wanting to make videos for yourself? I always go to Kevin Smith with this type of answer because he said, essentially, I made a movie because I felt no movies were aimed towards me. They weren't geared. And it's part of the reason why I started doing what I do, because I don't feel that people do things necessarily the way that I do them. And I know a lot of people think that's true as well, because I'm a fucking boomer, basically. I'm a big, weird fucking guy. I've been called the Hillary Clinton of fucking YouTube lately. What the fuck is that about? I have no idea.
Oh, really? I don't get that reference. I know
because I'm just that weird. I'm like a weird fucking guy who does like things that I think are cool, you know, and hip, but I'm never hip or cool. Like, ever.
Right. Yeah. One criticism I will have was, if there's one thing I can say, you are so fucking disconnected from like what's going on in the fucking current climate, and you always have been. I am because I'm 100%. Like you in that I like to do stuff for myself, and if it makes me laugh and it makes me smile, I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah. You gotta and I think that's reasonable. Like, at least you're not fake. You're just being you, and you're not trying to, you know, latch on to some current trending topic and try to fit a certain mold that the most popular demographic on YouTube will enjoy, and I can respect that. Yeah, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not the most talented. I'm not the funniest. I try to be the most fair. If I do that, I feel like I accomplished something, you know? That's about it. And I think that you're very good at doing that for the most part as well. Now, look, with some of the associations that you have, Kingstar primarily, I think, you know, that's the elephant in the room, that sometimes people will backlash against that. Do you... Oh, yeah, for sure. I think the most criticism I receive is purely based on who I associate with. I think it always has been. And that, does that really, get to like, you? At first, sorry, go on. No, I was just wondering how that affects you. Oh, well, at first, of course, it was fucking annoying. But I think, like anything, after you've had it enough, you get used to it, really. So it doesn't faze me in any way. I mean, yeah, at first it was annoying, but yeah, it doesn't affect me as much anymore. I think a lot of people have come over to the fact that, yeah, I might be friends with Keemstar, but that doesn't necessarily always mean I have to agree with him. No, you don't. There are still a few people that just don't get it and never will get it. Right. But yeah, it is what it is, and I think it's fine. Yeah, I told you this the other day. Yeah, I like Keemstar. Like, he's interesting, he's entertaining, he's fun to be around, he's a unique personality. If you look at my content, my channel, and like basically all my interactions, it's about, you know, people on the internet. That's essentially what it is. And I've always been attracted, not sexually attracted, don't fucking clip that, but like attracted. That's getting clipped. Yeah. But like attracted to kind of interesting personalities on the internet. And sometimes those interesting personalities are a bit scuffed. Abrasive, yeah. For want of a better word. Yeah, like just different, like unique personalities interest me. They don't have to be good, decent, honest people. Yeah. They could be fucking sociopaths. Especially too fucking facet person. Right. Can't stand, despise them. You wouldn't associate him with on a personal level, though. I don't see you ever doing that. I maybe observe him. Shit him out. You would observe him like a fucking ape in a zoo, but I don't see you like going out and having drinks with the fucker. That's like a very nice dream. I would like to see him in a cage, and I would probably like to look at him, have a video camera on him all the time. Just like a couple of hours a day, just see what he's up to. I'm surprised he hasn't done it, because that seems to be the next evolution of YouTube. Just film yourself 24 hours a fucking day and keep a live stream going. Yeah. It's got to be coming. I said this. I know Sam Pepper is actually building a team. Oh no! Oh yeah, I heard about this a while back. He's building a team where they live in this house, and the house is filmed 24/7, and it's live streamed all day, every day. You can see their personal lives, just famous people living the fucking life, streamers, and it will work. I'm telling you right now, it'll be fucking huge. Oh god, yeah. Get all the big YouTubers and streamers in there, guest appearances. It'll be massive if they could pull it off. Massive. Would you say it would be mentally massive? You see what I did there with your alternate Twitter? It was great. It was great, and you fucking know it. No, you know it. It was great.
I want to go.
But yeah, no, that would be fucking ace. That would be ace. The big brother for YouTube.
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's got to be coming. It's just like
because people every year, like people have less and less of a life, and they spend more and more time on the internet, glued to it, watching streams, watching YouTube videos. I mean, I don't know how many fucking hours they log into it, but it's ridiculous. Like they spend more time watching a streamer than they do with their own fucking parents at this point.
Oh yeah,
I reckon.
Oh, easily. The online world is way more prevalent. Absolutely.
I think it is inevitable that a 24-hour, 24/7 day, 7 days a week stream is going to happen.
Oh
and
God,
it'll work.
Yeah.
It'll work, and people will associate with these people,
and it'll be easy content too.
You know, the whole thing.
Oh yeah. It's easy content too. They don't have to edit it. They don't have to do anything. Just put it up. God, man, I could see so many people transitioning over, just like the vloggers did. You know, people were making videos before, and then the vlogging sensation started, and then suddenly everyone's a fucking vlogger. Same thing's going to happen with this because it is the lowest effort shit they'll ever have to do, and they're going to make bank off of it.
It's not even, their lives aren't even fucking interesting.
No.
But for some of the people watching, these uninteresting lives are actually more interesting, so they watch it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I never will understand like this particular sector of the internet. But it is what it is. You just got to deal with it.
It's
Hope
very
it works out.
I owe you an apology, which I've already given you privately, but I want to say this to people because I think I used to give you a lot of shit about the Kingstar thing with your friendship and I used to almost hold you accountable in some ways because I felt that you were really helping him do these fucking terrible things to people just because of your association. I find now that that was unfair. It wasn't right of me to do, mainly because I see what you see. I get it now. After sitting down with him for 2 fucking hours, he is one of the most fascinating goddamn creatures I've ever talked to in my fucking life. It's just like...
Yeah, he for sure is that.
It's unbelievable. He's fucking fat. Like the things that he says so openly and willingly when he talks about the revenge stuff and he talks about these really ugly things that people will never embrace publicly, especially when you're a public figure. He does it with a smile and with just... It's fucking crazy. And then you hear him talk about Deji and KSI, and you can hear the sorrow in his fucking voice. And you can see that he's actually empathizing with his family, and nobody would have expected that. That's incredible to me. Like, I was not expecting that. I mean, you asked me what I expected earlier. It wasn't fucking that. So I get it. I see what you were saying. I'm not saying he's a fucking good guy by any stretch. I'll never believe that. But Jesus.
Well, fucking isn't. Yeah, absolutely isn't.
Which you've never said he was, to be fair.
One thing you can never call Keemstar is a carbon copy of someone else.
No,
he's such a unique figure, such a unique personality. But yeah, it's and you speak to someone enough, you develop a friendship with them, and you find you do have a few things in common, etc. And you just keep each other entertained. The friendship keeps going, and that's what it's all about. And I get on with him. I think Keemstar can get on with very few people, but I get on with him because, you know, I'll let him talk. I'll listen and I'll try and give advice. He doesn't always. I don't always give the advice he wants to hear.
Right.
Because he wants to hear what. He asked me a question, for example, and he wants a particular answer. Yeah. It's very easy to determine which answer he wants when he phrases this question, but more often than not, I'll give the answer he doesn't want because A, it's entertaining to me to do that. But B, it's also because I don't fucking agree with his choice. And he gets so upset with me when I disagree with him. When I pick the option B, which he doesn't want me to pick. He gets so upset with that, so angry. He's like, Clown, you're an idiot, you're a moron, brain dead, fuck you. Well, you asked me the question. I've given you the honest fucking answer, mate. If you're not happy with it, don't ask me the question. But I think he sticked around so long with me because I'm not an easy person to get on with. I appreciate that for several reasons. Mm-hmm. Well, Catch 33, that I fucking mentioned.
It was never a problem getting along with you. It was a problem, getting us all there.
Well, for all these reasons, I'm aloof, I'm scared.
Yeah.
That has no relation to anyone who doesn't understand this terminology that has no relation to scat porn. It's just scatty. You're all over the fucking place.
Right.
Terrible with time, disorganized, all that. I had these in my fucking school cards.
Have you always? So you've always been this way.
I've always had it. Yeah, I don't know. It's not dyslexia because I was tested for dyslexia. I was tested for dyspraxia. I didn't have any of these fucking conditions. But I'm sure, like, maybe it hasn't been diagnosed yet.
Is it just? Like, do you think it's just disinterest? Is it disinterest? Is it indifference? What do you think it is?
I think it's a genuine, not condition or any kind of brain problem, but it's like I think it's something wired into me. I am disorganized. I can't. There's just no way to say it because it hasn't been diagnosed. It's like this, you can't manage time. And for anyone who doesn't have this, which is most people, like they just won't comprehend it.
Right.
Like you just look at the time. You put an alarm on your phone. How difficult is that? Like it's the easiest fucking thing in the world, right? That's why people don't understand. But for me, it's like I can't do it, and I can't explain it. I can't explain this to a rational, normal person.
Right. I know, because I've heard this so many times that I still don't get it. I'm just like, just turn on your fucking alarm, asshole. Are you just bored? I don't understand. Because you have that.
It's just, yeah.
But then on the other side of it, with people, you're infinitely fucking patient. Hey, Tommy's very difficult to get along with at times. You're patient with him. Yeah, I don't ever reach out, yet you still come and talk to me. I mean, you were one of the first people to wish me Merry Christmas, and I hadn't talked to you in 6-7 months. You know, you're infinitely patient with people, but with situations, you seem to be very distant and bored. I mean, Kingstar is obviously the easiest because you've seen him go after friends of yours, other people that, you know, you've worked with, us, and yet the loyalty is still there. Do you think that's your defining trait? Is loyalty and patience with people, but indifference and almost intolerance with the mundane, everyday rigors of life?
What a fucking huge question.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah. So I get paid the big bucks.
Let me try and answer it.
Sum up your existence for us, please, Clown.
Yeah. For sure, I'm definitely patient with people. I think, yeah, for sure. I will lose my patience eventually with people, but yeah, I do have a lot. I actually taught my younger brother, when I was 12, I think he was 9, how to ride a bike. So yeah, I'm pretty good with I'm pretty patient.
Yeah.
As for like loyalty, so I'm fairly loyal. Yeah. What else was there? Oh, loyalty in the face of like defending,
right,
quote unquote, indefensible out of sheer loyalty.
Yeah.
But I never thought Keem was completely indefensible in the first place.
Right.
Do I think that in some situations, looking back, you and Tommy were in the right? Yes. But I also think Keem was in the right in certain situations against you and Tommy.
Yeah.
So it was never a case of someone on one side was 100% in the right every single time.
No one ever is.
In every single example.
Yeah, no one ever is.
So it's kind of difficult to evaluate how I can be loyal to someone who is completely indefensible.
Well, it's just, I guess it's simple as he hasn't reached that line yet. He hasn't reached that line that has crossed it for you. And it might just be as simple as that. You know, hearing his perspective, you know, on things, especially with some of the things that have been proven to be false or whatever, he still goes with the same perspective-based things. And I found it really interesting with a story that he told. And this will be the last time we talk about Kingstar, by the way, because I want to get to other things. Really, right. There's so much more, obviously. But it's just like I get perspective more than I have before. Like he sees things his way, and he's not even 100% wrong, because when he explains things the way that he went through them, especially when you were kind of the middleman between him and Tommy never had to say anything, but Keem will still say it was in his words because it came from you, because you have such influence. Now, that, whether it be fair or not, unfortunately, it does fall to you. Do you almost feel responsible for Keem at sometimes when he does things that, you know, you were kind of involved with? Is there anything that you kind of regret? No? Okay.
No, because I don't think I should be held accountable for what someone else does.
Fair. Even if you gave him the information that he uses.
Oh, you got to give me an example.
Well, the one at the beginning of the stream when Keem and I started screaming at each other. The entire thing over the money with Tommy, that information came from you based off a conversation you had with Tommy that could easily be misconstrued.
That one, because that was still not even covered properly on your show. I remember that.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened was Tommy definitely did say to me that, and he didn't manipulate me or influence me in any way, but he said, in inverted commas, I can't remember the exact quotes, but yeah, he was having money troubles.
See, he tells it a little different. He said you asked him, do you need money? And he said, everybody needs money. Of course I need money. That was basically how he says his response was to you.
I would not say that's a fair conclusion to draw. No. And that is not how I remember it at all.
Right.
I can't remember exactly how the conversation came up because it was like 3.5 to 4 years ago now at this point.
Well, the podcast wasn't going to... See, I've heard this story so many times. I could tell you what Tommy's narrative is at the very least. The podcast was not even getting off the ground. It was supposed to happen, then it wasn't going to happen, and blah, blah. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate you for the donation, by the way. And all of that. And then the discussion started happening, and you talked to Tommy about something, and he was like, look, my wife's a normie. I need to be able to show her something, that there is something here, or I'm going to have to get a fucking job. And that was based off of a question that you had asked him, I believe, and then it spiraled from there. And then I could see how...
Yeah, that's far more fair. That's far more fair.
Right.
Yeah, that.
But you brought that information to Keem, which is what you're supposed to do there. And then he took it as Tommy's e-begging. Yeah. You know, Tommy's begging me for money. And now that's... Which he wasn't. No, I agree 100%.
Yes.
So, but like it's situations like that. Do you feel any responsibility in those situations, or is that just Keem being Keem?
Why should I feel responsible for someone else's misinterpretation?
Fair enough. No, I agree with you.
I'm not taking responsibility for someone who just gets it wrong. I think, I don't think, I mean, again, it's difficult to say because it was 3 years ago.
Right.
But I don't think I misconstrued anything. I think I was just blunt. Hey, look, this podcast might not happen. Can we throw Tommy a bone?
Right.
That did not indicate that Tommy had come to me asking for money. That did not indicate that Tommy had manipulated me into asking Keem for us to both help him out. Didn't indicate any of that shit. I think it was literally just me seeing something that might not happen. Here's a guy that had put a lot on the line, and he had, because Kingstar was the most hated fucking YouTuber at that time on the internet. And Keem likes to say, and I've always disagreed with Keem on this, Keem likes to say, Tommy had everything to gain and nothing to lose by joining Baited. Not fucking true. He can lose. He was getting a lot of fucking hate. I mean, even from his own subscribers, a very small base.
Right.
People left when he started associating with Keemstar. So if you like, Tommy, who started with very little to begin with, actually lost a fair bit, the biggest percentage, just by associating far more than me. I mean, a lot of people called me out and hated me for when I said I was going to do a beta podcast. But in terms of percentage, Tommy actually lost a lot. And I could see that. Keem never saw that. But I understood that. And I was like, look, he's taking a risk just by working with us. And, well, with you, Keem, because...
He was only going to gain from you. Yes, 100%.
Right. So this might not happen. So it might have been all for nothing. Let's throw him a bone. And it was $500.
Right.
I think. Or was it less?
No, it was a 5 and a 5. It ended up being 1,000 total.
Right. And Keem didn't give it all. I certainly gave something that I figures.
Yeah, you did.
And so for that, it was like, it was fair enough.
Right.
I think, just to help him out a little bit.
Sure.
And fair enough, considering that the podcast might not even happen.
Yeah.
Justification there. But as for begging for it, no, that occurred. Ever. And I was certainly not manipulated into doing anything. I can say that much.
It's funny too because I actually agree with Keem on a point there that Tommy didn't really have much to lose, and I understand where you're coming from with it, but I think you're forgetting one really important aspect. The first 12 to 1,500 subs that we got over there with Shot from the Point was all hockey based, and Tommy was just starting to go into the more trending topics and stuff, but he hadn't fully made the transition yet. It wasn't like full on. There were still hockey podcasts. We were still doing Shot from the Point, Shot from the Point Dead and stuff like that. We were still doing those things. I think that it was a combination of
think about this long term.
Yeah, it was crazy because we were getting issues already from the fan base that was there specifically for hockey, and watching that turnover happen, it was a series of unfortunate timing more than anything else, because that hate train from Kingstar, while it alienated some of the fan base, it brought in 30,000 people, 30,000 subscribers, instantly. He just started getting this. So in some aspects, I don't think Keem's wrong there. Tommy had everything to gain and not much to lose, because he could have always gone back to hockey if it didn't fucking work out. So, I kind of get that to an extent.
I mean, it's difficult to disagree with you, other than to say that you're thinking very much in the short term.
Absolutely.
You've got to think about the long term as well. So if Tommy grows through, in inverted commas, more natural means in the future, he's always going to have this against him. You're someone who worked with Keemstar way back then. And if it doesn't come to anything, he doesn't gain anything from it, then it's just, you just basically committed a strike against your channel, a strike against you as YouTube as a content creator for nothing.
Right.
Like that's the terms you have to think of it in.
No, that's fair.
And I think it's fair enough. Yeah.
No, it's incredibly fair, because
at the end of the day, like Baited could have made and was making like reasonable money. Yeah. So I mean, $1,000 was actually,
drop
when
in
you
the
think
bucket.
about it, not a whole lot. Like Baited could have. Again, we it never really took off to the point where we were making mega money. Like, it never happened. But I mean, we could have been hitting some big sponsorships if we had carried on Baited, if Baited had survived. And Tommy would have cleared,
Tommy would have been another tax bracket. Like, he would have been in another tax bracket. There's no question.
Yeah,
no
that's
question.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
With Baited, is Baited still alive? Is Baited still going? Is that still a project that is happening with you, Chad, and Keemstar?
Yes. I mean, that's all I can say. As far as I've been led to believe, we're still doing Baited. Keem loses interest with Baited sporadically and erratically. And as an effect, as a result of Keem losing interest, because not to lay it all on him, me and Chad lose interest.
Right.
Because it goes so long without a podcast, without an episode being done. It's like, oh, right, we now need to kick Baited off again. I don't know how many times, this is like the third season of Baited, if you like, with me, Chad, and Keemstar as the hosts.
Yeah.
How many times we've tried to reignite Baited again, and now we're in a position where it's again been several months, and now we've got to try and get Baited off the ground again, get the subscribers rolling in, as per usual. That's what you need to do. And we were fucking doing it. I mean, literally, like, this is why I recorded an episode on my own. Like, let's keep it consistent. Let's try and get like an episode out a week at least. I mean, we actually had, I think, 3 or 4 episodes out within the space of 10 days. Like, it was going very well. And I was really the driving force behind that.
Wow.
I'll be honest with you. Like,
that makes me angry a little bit, right? That.
Well, yeah, you learn from
that. Just triggered me.
Your fucking mistakes. That's all I could say. You got to learn from your mistakes, and that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to be proactive with it, and I was trying to push out as many episodes as possible so we can really reignite this Kickstart Baited back into, get it back to where it was when we had the 3 original hosts. Right. That was my intention, and it was going well. And then I can't even remember the specifics of it. That's what's so annoying. But someone flakes once, and then someone flakes again, and then people's interest in the topic, and then you can't really do the episode when people have lost interest in the topic, and then people say something and, I'm doing something else, so I'm flying out there. And look, let me tell you, like, when you do a collaboration with anyone, it doesn't matter if it's with fucking ColossalIsCrazy, erratic as fuck. It doesn't matter if it's Keemstar, incredibly difficult to get on with and manage. And it doesn't matter if it's Chad, always fucking drunk. A fucking collaboration is incredibly challenging to do for YouTubers. not even considering the fucking time zone, even if you lived in the same house, difficult. And I don't think a lot of viewers appreciate that.
They don't.
And that was certainly the case with Catch 33, and the main reason why it ended. Now, I know it took a lot of slack ending Catch 33 and taking the responsibility for it, and agreed, like, it was certainly mostly my fault, due to, you know, erratic fucking personality, just always no time schedule. But in fairness, I think the real reason Catch 33 ended was just collaborations are fucking hard.
It's really hard.
And I think that's all you can say about it. And it's just a shame, but there you fucking go.
It was a shame. About it. But, you know, it's cool that...
It was a shame.
I think, personally, this is just my opinion. You know, I'm a little biased, obviously. I think Catch 33 beat the fuck out of Baited. I think we were better. I think we were more balanced. I think it wasn't about one person singularly. I loved what we were able to do. It was such an amazing project to be a part of. So let me ask you, and I'm not even going to throw the Catch 33 because that's not fair because you're talking to me right now. What's your favorite iteration of Baited that you've ever done?
Which, my favorite episode? Or?
The iteration, the configuration of hosts, because you've had a couple.
Oh, right, of course, yeah. I mean, I've got to say the original still. Probably because it was like, back then it was new, it was the first thing. That'll always have like a special place in someone's heart, especially when it's a project that they've been passionate about. Yeah. The original trio is always going to be the best for you. That's not to say that Chad is any worse a host than Tommy was in any way.
Very different.
But they're very, 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 very different. A lot of people at the time said Tommy is a pointless host. I've never agreed with that. I don't agree with that to this day. But yeah, Chad is certainly not a bad host at all. I think he brings his own quality to it. And Tommy certainly brought his.
I think it's the classic Van Halen, Van Hagar.
Will be my favorite.
Yeah. No, I think it's the classic Van Halen, Van Hagar. You know, it's like it's the same band essentially, but you have one different member, one different piece, and it changes the dynamic. You know, I think everybody agrees with this. The original Baited worked because Tommy stayed out of the way. You know, and he served the purpose of being that neutral line between you and Keem, as you would just go to war every episode. And then Tommy would strike in with things from time to time, and they were very funny bits and everything. Now, when Andy and Chad came on, it was a completely different dynamic because I don't think that they understood, because they're bigger stars. Let's be fucking fair here. They're bigger. They have their own things going on. They've built their own shit as well. So why would they want to take a secondary role? It's not something that everybody can do from an ego standpoint. So that's why that's personally why I think Baited worked in the first place.
Yeah, it was just a very unique podcast, really. You got two people who just disagree with everything. And then you had Tommy, who was the neutral background. And also, by the way, it really does help if you have someone fucking laughing on a podcast.
It does.
Not only to because it boosts the morale of the other two people. Why do you think fucking TV shows have a laugh when they're not even funny, have a laugh and people makes people laugh? Laughter is infectious.
Yep.
So you have someone laughing, it can really boost a podcast, and in fact can be almost detrimental to its success.
I agree.
Even when the jokes are not funny. There's so much more to it. Yeah.
I agree 100%. All right, well, let's move on from the Baited Catch 33 stuff. I think we've hit that perfectly, honestly. You know what? I feel better about Catch 33 than ever before just by hearing some of you say. And honestly, I'm really glad that things have changed for you in that manner. And you were putting in the effort with Baited. That made me smile. I know I made a little bit of a joke there, but honestly, that's awesome because if you get the motivation bug, you're fucking unstoppable. You know you should be over 2 million subs at the very least, right? I mean, the talent is...
Well, I would say 200 million at this point.
The modesty. Fuck PewDiePie. 200 million.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Go big. Let's shift gears a little bit to 2018 in general. It was kind of a strange year. I feel that people kind of took the secondary backseat role this year on YouTube, and the bigger story was YouTube itself. Would you agree with that? Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a central topic. Died out here and there due to the fact that a lot of the fucking viewers were saying, I'm sick of hearing about YouTube.
Right.
They're the worst, by the way, those viewers. Fuck those viewers. Because the minute people stop talking about YouTube start getting away with fucking murder.
Yeah.
So never ever say, doesn't matter how many fucking videos people make on it, never fucking stop criticizing YouTube and never criticize the people criticizing YouTube, especially in its current state.
Right Opinion just got fucking taken down for virtually nothing.
Yeah, I saw you.
Virtually fucking nothing. And that dude is, I mean, he's a little edgy, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. Are you serious?
Not edgy at all.
Right, yeah, I was trying to curtail that a little bit, but yeah, he's really not. You know, I mean, fuck me. That's one of the most insane things, seeing him get taken down. Now, why do you think this is happening? I mean, Mumkey, I'm going to defend everybody's right to be able to do what they do, but I can see why that might be too far in some instances. It shouldn't be, but from a business perspective, I can kind of understand, right? Right Opinion, I don't get. Why is this happening?
With that, it harps back onto what I was saying towards the beginning of this interview.
Yeah.
I said, if you don't fit a certain mold, YouTube's mold, they want you out. And they're going to either take you down directly or they're going to do it a little, and it's almost worse, isn't it? It's like a slow death.
Worse.
And they do it by the cover of darkness, in shade. They'll blacklist your channel, but they won't say anything. They'll fuck you up in the algorithm, but you'll never know. And that's what they did. They started with Leafy. I am so fucking sure of this. And I know it's a bit of a conspiracy theory, but I think it all starts with fucking Leafy. He was the test subject. He was the fucking lab rat. They put a big virtual black mark next to his channel, and it was the slow degradation over time, where every video was demonetized, where people weren't getting the notifications, where he was basically fucked and could do nothing, and it would have eventually snowballed to where he was only getting 50,000 views per video.
Yeah.
I would genuinely think that would have happened. I would love to see him come back today and see how many viewers he'd get for the video he uploaded. Because if the theory holds true, that algorithm would still be rolling on.
Yeah.
And people will get less and less. I think they're doing it, they've done it cleverly. Like, just take a little bit each time, a little bit. It's like inflation, right?
Yes.
Your money's just a little bit fucking worthless every year. And that's how they're doing it, piece by piece. It's not, they don't make it obvious. Like, they don't take it all at once. They're taking a little bit at a time, cutting off a little fucking piece, a pound of flesh at a time, you know?
Yeah. They give you that cancer, and it just slowly erodes the whole fucking thing. I don't think you're fucking conspiracy minded at all there, because it makes perfect sense. No. We talked earlier about how Leafy and his growth was unrivaled. You know, the only other person that you can compare it to was Pewds, and that's fucking insane. And it's so he would be the guy. Andy's edgy. Andy made content that they probably wanted to weed out eventually anyway. So he makes the perfect sense to be that test subject, that lab rat, that patient zero, if you will. You know, I think that makes perfect sense. That's not crazy at all.
I've heard another thing where YouTube was at a summit with several other YouTubers, and several people were mentioned, including Kingstar and Leafy. And this information has gotten back. We don't know who the source is. He never. But there is some evidence out there that suggests that they were actively talking about this. Who can we get rid of off the platform? Who's the most hated? Who's the worst example for us right now, considering we've lost all these advertisers? And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense, because it was fucking Leafy.
Yeah.
At the time. And that's around the time this summit was happening.
It's a scary thought, isn't it?
It is a conspiracy theory, but you can't prove any of this shit. That's what's
fits, though.
That's
the
what makes
thing.
it a theory.
It fits,
but
though.
It does fit.
It fits like a fucking glove, man. Yeah, right? Yeah. This ain't OJ. This glove fucking fits.
Adding it all up. But even if you make a video like evidence, here's this example. Let's put it all together. Even then, you've still got something that can't be proven. That's what's fucked.
Is there anything that can be done by the user base, by us, by the creators and the people watching? I mean, aside from continuing to not be silenced and not allow YouTube to what else can there be done? Anything?
And don't allow the viewers to silence, because they're a big attribution to this.
Yes.
A lot of YouTubers stopped talking about it, stopped tweeting about it. when people criticize them oh, my platform, YouTube, stop talking about YouTube. No, don't fucking listen to them. They're idiots.
But are you giving yourself a kiss of death, though? I mean, like, if you lose your fan base, then you're definitely going to lose your money. You're going to lose your career. The other option is the slow eroding death that you were talking about. But wouldn't you rather stick in there and protect what you have and possibly rebuild and rebrand rather than alienate your entire fan base? So I don't blame, in some cases, YouTubers being influenced by their fan base, because while you can say, fuck you, YouTube, I'm not going to be silenced. If your fan base is telling you, you got to stop talking about this shit or I'm going to leave, then you have no fucking show at all. So, I mean, I get it a little bit.
Well, firstly, fans don't really know what they want anyways.
True. Fickle.
And they'll say a lot of things that they do want and that they don't want. And it turns out they don't really know what they want or don't want when it comes down to it. So, I mean, my advice for pretty much anyone starting off on YouTube or has just got going on YouTube is don't listen to the subscribers. Yeah. Despite every fucking instinct telling you to do so, don't listen to them.
Well, that's fair. I think it's fair. I mean, and I don't even take my own advice because I've changed genres many times, and now I'm doing it again. This channel is going to be almost completely interviews from here on out. This is what it's going to be. Yeah. I love this. I'm having so much fucking fun with this. It's the most fulfilling thing that I've done.
And that's absolutely it. Do what you absolutely enjoy doing, because whether it's subconscious or conscious, the fans pick up on it.
Right.
So if you're really motivated and really interested in what you're doing and entertained yourself by it, then you will produce entertaining and quality work. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, no, I agree with it. Well, that's what the hope, that's the idealism. That's what you want to believe in. YouTube makes it really fucking hard to believe that sometimes. Incredibly difficult.
It's tough because we're talking about conforming, not just to the fans, but right. We're now in a position where we've got to conform to what YouTube wants just to survive.
Yeah.
And that's not a theory. That's like a proven fact at this point. You've got to conform to what YouTube fucking wants or you're gone. Yeah. Whether it's, again, the slow degradation or just straight out, you're fucked, go away. Making that transition. I won't make it myself. I refuse to.
Right.
But
you'd rather lose it. Really you'd rather fall on your sword than give in on this.
I mean, that's why I kept my job. One of the reasons anyway. But can you really blame someone who does this for a living?
No, and that's the thing. Monkey Jones is a good example.
Supporting like a family, they got children,
right?
And so you're going to conform to YouTube, even though you're going to be fucking over people like myself in the process.
Yeah.
By doing that, I can't really blame you for doing it.
I think the Monkey
I won't
Jones...
watch your content, by the way. You're dead. You're dead to me.
You're a fake bitch. You're done. We're donezo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're done. You don't fucking contact me again. I fucking despise you. But yeah, I'm not going to do anything against you.
I think Monkey Jones is a really good example of this because it had been a while. Now, people want to ignore the fact or maybe not acknowledge the fact that people were getting taken down over the last 6 months in the very same manner that Monkey Jones got taken down. I mean, that was swift, calculated, and fucking brutal. It was like the Red fucking Wedding the way they took out Monkey Jones, man. It was fucked. But how many fucking YouTubers who were so outraged and so angry and so much vitriol towards YouTube, they were going to Twitter, they were making videos. How many of them left? How many of them switched? How many of them went to Monkey when he went to Vimeo? Not one.
Are you serious?
Nobody left. No, I have not seen one video saying, here, I'm burning down my fucking YouTube channel because of what they did to Monkey Jones. All the anger and angst, not one person fucking did it. Now, is that hypocrisy or is that simply an acknowledgement of what we were just talking about? Protecting what you have, even though, like, fighting within the belly of the beast. I'm still on YouTube. I'm disgusted what they did to Monkey. And others, not just Monkey, other people too. Rusty Cage and other people in other communities. And I've been fucked by YouTube, but here I am. Here I am, happy about my growth again too. It's fucking crazy.
Someone tweeted me just today. I mean, it would never work. I mean, it's just such a stupid fucking notion. But he said, listen, why don't all the YouTubers collectively decide together to not upload for 1 month.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's a fucking impossibility because that'll teach YouTube. You got to see how important your creators are to you. I mean, unfortunately, it'll never work because most YouTubers are out for themselves, unfortunately. Right. And that's the reason why people didn't go with Monkey Jones to Vimeo, wherever he went, didn't leave YouTube, didn't delete their channels. Because most people are out for themselves, I'm sorry to say. And it's kind of difficult to fault them for that because that's just kind of human nature. Really.
It is.
You have to put yourself first. I do. That doesn't mean I'm going to fuck over someone else to get ahead.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, I do shit for myself. And I think most people, 99.99% of people do, unless you're a fucking saint, you know? You have to. That's just human nature. And anyone who disputes that, just not being honest, really, are they?
They're lying to themselves.
Yeah, they're fucking liars.
Yeah, but I understand the lie. You know, I get it. It's like you want to be principled and all this, but here's the reality. There's no other job like this. Success in entertainment has never been so accessible, never been so easy, never been so self-reliant than ever fucking before. And nobody wants to give that up. You think anybody wants to stop this and go work at fucking Subway? No, of course not. I'm living my goddamn dream right now. Now, granted, I'm fucking fat, retired, hurt, can never work again anyway. I'm going to talk into a can. But I mean, there are so many people that this is a fucking dream come true. They don't want to give that up. I get it. Oh, yeah. I totally get it.
And the money, man, if you can get it right, fucking money is so, it's not for me, like I'd make fucking Zilcho. But like some people that I've known for like years and years now, they're fucking making like, you wouldn't believe this money if you weren't to YouTube. It's insane.
It is.
No, fuckers. I mean, he's not a big YouTube. He doesn't get many views. He lives in Russia and he makes more than his parents collectively combined by like 4 times.
Jesus.
And he gets about 100,000 views per video.
Wow.
This is how huge the money is. If you can get big on YouTube. There was that $50,000 I'm Alex meme going around. That's not a lie, by the way. He's probably making that amount of money per month.
Jesus. That's sick money.
That's not an exaggeration. That is a
That's life-changing money.
When you just think about it, that's a half. If you can do that for a year, every month consecutively, which is totally doable, especially since he's on the rise and stuff.
Right.
That's well over $500,000 a year. That's more than doctors, lawyers, fucking business owners make. It's a staggering amount.
Life-changing.
When you think about it. Life-changing, and when you think about it, when trying to conform to YouTube, trying to keep what you have, would you do that for $500,000 a year? Of course you fucking would.
I'm going to bend a little bit at the very least, if not fully break. It's very true.
So far, I've been pretty good. I got to say this for myself. Like, I haven't bent for money.
You've only done 11 videos.
Exactly. But never had a Patreon, never sold merch, never done any of that shit.
Yes, I know. I know how against that shit you are. My fucking God.
Right. And so I've really been good from that standpoint. No sellout, not that all those things are selling out.
Buy my merch. I don't give a fuck.
Not sold out. Right. Not that they're all selling out, but haven't sold out in that respect in any fucking way.
Why is that about you? Now let's answer that question. That's an important one. I don't think it's ever been fully answered. Why do you feel that way?
I don't think.
Yeah. What is it about you? Is it because of your background? What is it?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, my parents were never millionaires, but like I went to boarding school. Like, I was never on the fucking street. I never had to struggle for fucking money, even though my father, all right, and no one's going to believe this, only gave me £40 a year pocket money. That's it. It's like $50 or something, right? It's not very fucking much. You can't do that a lot with that. Yeah. So yeah, it's like my father's just a stingy fucking. I was going to say something bad there, but he's a fucking Shylock. He is an absolute fucking Shylock when it comes to money. But yeah, if you like, I'm sure when you like haven't struggled for money and you haven't lived in like a low economic household, you haven't grown up on the streets or wherever.
Right.
then yeah, it's probably going to lend you this ideology. Going out trying to be really, really rich is not that important.
Sure.
Now, someone like Kingstar, who did come from, very working class background, whatever, he grew up on a farm. He didn't really, though, because his fucking family owned a farm. I mean, I don't think that's entirely true, but whatever. That's what he says. He was from a very low, poor fucking background. His parents owned a farm. A fucking farm.
That's not doesn't guarantee money, though, man. That's hard fucking work. Dude.
I'm sorry. Do you know how much you could sell that? Land does not come fucking cheap, and it's a farm. That's a lot of.
But it is in Buffalo, though, right? That's where he grew up. Was Buffalo? I mean, who wants to fucking buy land in Buffalo?
Near fucking New York.
No one wants to buy land in Buffalo. It's basically Canada. Fuck that.
Nah, of course they do.
Fuck Buffalo. It's the armpit.
The suburbs. No, Buffalo is meant to be the nice part of New York State, right? One of the nice parts.
Buffalo is. You know what? Buffalo's not the armpit. I take that back. I take that back. Buffalo's not the armpit. Buffalo's a goddamn toenail. It's the toenail, the rotting, disgusting toenail of the United States. That's what Buffalo is. Buffalo sucks.
Is it really?
It's Canada's vagina. Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard differently. I've heard it's like the suburbs of New York.
No, it is nice. It's nice. The people there drive me crazy. Worst sports fans in the fucking world. Buffalo. Ugh. Make me sick.
Well, Keemstar lives there, so it's already shit, right? So argument over.
I'm kind of close to him too, as I'm in Connecticut when I'm in the States. I think I'm going to drop by and have a beer with him one day. You think he'd like that? To let me in and pet the dog? I don't know. Shoot me on sight?
I think he might. Oh, fuck me, his fucking dog. He made a tweet today.
I saw.
Oh no, I'm gonna leave that one. There are enough tweets where I can say something against Keemstar, but.
That was actually endearing.
No, this is my dog, my Keemstar. This is the Keemstar household where alphas we keep our dogs going all year fucking round. It's the dog is deaf, blind, and fucking walking around in circles. You got it. That's just cruel. That is cruel. I'm sorry to keep that dog alive.
I'm not blocked at the moment, and this could change any fucking time. So I've actually been seeing Keem's tweets lately, and I saw this one. And when the first one where he was feeding the dog, I thought it was fucking adorable. I was like, he could have been nursing a pigeon back to health, and I wouldn't have awed as much. I was like, look at that. That's a good guy. And then I saw him get so much shit. People were like, what are you doing? You're torturing this dog and all this stuff. He loves that dog. He loves
the dog, but it's kind of. And I think it's kind of selfish to keep it alive.
That
dog
doesn't want to let go.
Its quality of life is not high. It's not fucking high.
Just going in circles.
You need to fucking put it down, Keem. I swear, I'm telling you this as your fucking mate. Put the dog down for Christ's sake. It's fucking. You got it. It's just,
you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to disagree.
He's only keeping it alive to get the life so to be one of the oldest dogs in the world. I mean, I don't believe that, but. I wouldn't put it past him.
He's going to cryogenically freeze that fucking dog before he puts it down with a goddamn lethal injection or something.
No, it looks like a drowned fucking rat. Its fucking eyes have melted into fur. I think one eye was hanging down and it sponged into the fur beneath his eyeball. I don't know. It's fucking gross. They're just walking around in circles. Its mind has gone to mush.
Yeah, it's just going round and round, hoping to find food.
No, you need to get rid of it. You need to get rid of it. I'm sorry. You just got to.
Yeah, the thing is, I want to give him credit for the love of the dog, but yeah, it is kind of torturous. And it's fuck, man. You got to let the damn thing go at some point. It's pretty bad.
You got to. It is I don't know. You can't read a fucking dog's mind.
Right.
It's not yelping or anything. I think its tail fell off, so you can't even tell if it's wagging its tail anymore. So... yeah, it's just rotted off, collapsed leprosy shit.
Oh my god!
But yeah, you could tell the quality of life is not there. I think any fucking veterinarian, take it to the vet, they'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, if he took it to the vet, that dog's not coming back from the vet. If they're not going to let him take it home. No fucking way.
Yeah, I would imagine so. That's got to be the case, right?
It's fucking funny. All right, I want to switch gears a little bit again here because I think we're on a fucking roll at the moment. So let's keep the good times going. Favorite things from 2018 that you saw, not only on YouTube, but maybe just in pop culture in general? What are the things that really got you off in 2018? And what are some of the things that you wish would fucking die and never return?
Got to think about that. Well, drama related.
Right.
The BetterHelp shit was really fucking fascinating to me.
Yeah, still is.
DeFranco is a fascinating character to me because he's so shady, to me at least. He's such a fucking shady person. But what makes it interesting is a lot of people don't realize he's this fucking shady.
Yeah.
So that kind of really, gets me working. Like, how can I show that this guy is what he is?
Yeah.
How can I make people see that? And of course, that's fascinating to me, that whole process.
Because you got to go about it the right way, because it's hard. Because there's some stuff that's there that you can point to that is definitely shady. There's no question. But there's no smoking gun. There's no smoking gun.
Oh,
he's such a good PR guy. And I guess it's because he was so
smart. That guy,
incredible. Or he surrounds himself with smart people. One of the two. Either way, it's a good thing to do.
Oh yeah, that is true. Like, remember, he's got team behind him, paid by your money,
and the team's growing larger.
Larger. Oh, you betcha. Don't you find it interesting that this whole thing with Patreon, they were terminating several creators on their platform.
Sargon,
some big stories there. Philly DeFranco, News Network. I mean, these were big stories.
Yeah.
Didn't cover one of them.
No.
Interesting that he didn't do that.
It is kind of weird. He did not cover the Sargon thing at all, did he?
Yeah, it could be a coincidence.
I highly doubt that it's a coincidence.
I'll prove it. No smoking gun.
That one, you know what? That actually might be a smoking gun. Yeah, that could be a little bit more to expand upon.
No, because it's not. You can't prove it.
Ooh.
You can't prove it,
unfortunately. Well, you can definitely weave a good narrative around it, though. And a really good storyteller. The BetterHelp stuff I think is trickier because I had a benefit of being in the States at the time, and I saw these commercials. These things are fucking everywhere, and they're legal. They're fucking legal, man. It's maybe they shouldn't be. They're kind of crazy, and it's definitely a case of shit management. But they fucking publicize this shit everywhere. They've taken the hotline service of the old, and this is what they turned it into. It's supposed to be Uber for therapy. And I don't know what the fuck it ended up being. It's insanity.
I mean, that's such a great analogy, Uber for therapy. It's not the first time I heard it, but it's a great analogy. Yeah, it was never a legality. It was never a question of, are they doing something illegal? Are they doing something criminal? As for morality-wise, as for ethics, yeah, for me, it's the shit they were doing. I can't speak for the more mainstream stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
But in terms of YouTube, yeah, it was unethical as fuck. And the YouTubers involved, not all of them, but some of them, yeah, some really fucking shady shit there.
And everyone's skating.
Pretending to have, amplifying, using their own depression, all of the above, in order for, to get money. Like, that is just so fucked to me.
Right.
And I think, again, harping back to that when we're going on about money and like, I don't like people who get really fucking greedy with shit and like do shady shit for money. So for me, that affected me a fair bit, and of course interested me, and that's why we're talking about it on Baited. And that's why, that was certainly the most interesting story for me. And it's not really saying much, honestly. I think 2018 was a pretty fucking dull year.
Incredibly.
All round. In terms of drama and shit going on. There was more fake shit than anything else.
Everything was
fake. Of course, the FouseyTube thing, I mean, that was interesting because it was FouseyTube, and I know what a fucking psychopath he is. But really, that was it for me. The Jake Paul, the Logan Paul suicide.
The Summer of Paul.
While that hit mainstream, I mean, even though that hit mainstream headlines, it didn't interest me at all. It's just, that seemed to me, and I remember at the time, I'm never going to say that it's not, a bad thing that he fucking did.
Right.
But I've seen, like, YouTubers that are obviously smaller than him that have done way worse than that.
Sure.
That has never hit mainstream attention. That haven't even hit, major attention in any way.
The small doesn't matter. It's micro versus macro. I mean, this is just how the world works. Small people can get away with shit that bigger people can't because you have a bigger audience, because your personality is there out all the time. Somebody put this in perspective the other day in a way that I think I've heard before, but it was just really funny. Imagine, and it's been so long since this happened. And this is what fucking killed me. It was a tweet. And I want to give the guy credit, but I can't remember who said it. He goes, imagine yourself depressed. And this depression takes over your body for months and years and erodes you to the point that you have to kill yourself. And you find a nice quiet place to go and do that, and you kill yourself. Now imagine that your consciousness leaves your body and you have to see yourself being discovered in the woods by a guy wearing a Toy Story 3 hat. It fucking killed me, man. I was like, holy shit. Now you got to go into a bunch of meta stuff for that, but still, it's fucking crazy to me. I thought that was one of the worst things I had seen on YouTube. It was, and not even because of the act, but because of who did it. And it does matter. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe all things should be created equal, but we know they're not.
No, it should. No, it should matter. What it did was like fucked up on every fucking level. You know, It was just completely a total lack of social awareness, self-awareness. And that was really affected by him spending too much time on the internet. His entire life revolved around YouTube and social media.
Logan land.
In general.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he reacted the way he reacted. Not because he's like scuffed in the brain. Well, he is scuffed.
He's scuffed in the brain. You bust out the sake.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that was, I think the internet in general, like his role that he plays on it affected, what he chose to do in that particular situation. Dave, I really have to take a piss.
Okay.
I'm about to piss myself.
Not a problem.
But I'll be like 2 minutes.
Not a problem. I'll keep this going. We'll take some questions in the chat if you guys want to ask anything. I don't know how much longer Clown's going to give me, but I mean, we're having a good time. We got a lot of other things that I would like to talk about, but we can always break this up as well. I'd like to get Clown on more often. So if there's things you guys want to talk about, feel free to throw them in the chat. I want to expand upon what he just said a little bit too, because it's interesting to me with Logan Paul, and we just used the example of because he's bigger, he was going to get hit harder. But PewDiePie, the biggest guy in the world, in our world, in the YouTube world, he did something by comparison morally is far lesser than what Logan did, but took a way bigger hit. Scare PewDiePie didn't come back. Logan Paul's series has come back. It doesn't make sense because that flies in the face of what we just talked about. It flies in the face of that in some ways, and in others it doesn't. It supports it because a smaller infraction by a bigger guy still makes a bigger wave than a huge infraction by a slightly smaller guy. It's just kind of weird. It is pretty fucking insane. I don't even know anymore. It's how do you go about it? Also, I want to say thank you guys for keeping with the stream. I know that we started rocky once again. We tried to do something a little bit different with these interviews. I'm trying to give people the most comfort that I possibly can, and Clown wanted to do this with at a poker table, and I love the idea because I'm a poker guy as well. I was a little bit afraid of what it was going to do with the system, and unfortunately, for one reason or another, it just didn't work out. So I'm probably going to remove the first part of it, which is kind of shitty because of how much good stuff I think there was audio-wise. So I'm going to have to look back at the video and see where I can cut because, it was pretty chopped up there, and that's unfortunate. But I think it was a blessing. Once we got off the poker table, we were able to really go into some other places, and I think it's been a really great interview. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, because holy shit, we're over 9,000 subs, guys. We're over 9,000, which is fucking incredible. Incredible to me because I never thought I was growing again. So thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Dave. Hey, who's here? God?
It's Decker.
Oh, hey.
I want to say, you need to take this professionally, this interviewing. You got to fucking do it. You're amazing.
Thank you. Oh, I thought you were telling me that I was shit right now, that I need to take it more seriously. I was like...
You need to take it more seriously, Dave. This is absolute shite.
I'm hoping you're enjoying it, man. This has been, I'm loving this right now. I'm enjoying the fuck out of it.
What's it been? 3 days.
We got some big stuff coming too, man. I got 3 more interviews between now and Sunday. None of those names have been leaked publicly. I think you may have been privy to it. Do you know who's coming on?
I think I know one of them.
Yeah, I could release the next one. I might die. No, this is
on Monday.
This is great. I could do this. Oh, after Sunday, you're right. I might be dead.
You're dead.
I might be dead after Sunday. There's some truth to that. But the next interview, I'll go ahead and release it now. Mr. Repsion coming by. He'll be next. He'll be next within the next couple of days, which is cool. Repsion's an interesting cat to me, and this is what this is all about. It's about stories. Interesting fucking stories. And that dude is, I love the grind. I love people who grind. It just gets me fucking hard. I love it. And he's making a little bit of a comeback. He's had a huge video over the last week, which is really cool because I like Repsion. He's a good guy. And he's come from really, really humble beginnings and some crazy fucking beginnings. So it's going to be a lot of fun to have him on.
Dave, I'm back for whenever you want to continue.
Yeah, okay, cool. Deckard actually slid in here for a second and put his sexy, smooth voice on there. Something I just said to the chat that I'd like to say to you, which I found interesting, to just close the point of what we were just talking about with Logan Paul and all that. You know, I think morally what he did is definitely up there on the hierarchy of sins, you know, pretty fucking bad what he did. But you look at PewDiePie, who's much bigger. He had far worse ramifications for a much smaller, by comparison, infraction, and that ended up affecting everybody. It's pretty. He still hasn't gotten his YouTube Red series back. Logan did, you know, and Logan is not PewDiePie in number. There's no question, but I think in popularity, as far as like name recognition, he's not far off. So why do you think that discrepancy? Because PewDiePie's capped in YouTube, so he's held to a completely different standard?
I think you've got it wrong. I think PewDiePie is just on another level compared to Logan Paul.
Oh, see,
quite frankly.
This is
Logan
me being
Paul
out
is like, well, not essentially out of the loop. I think just kind of difference of opinion on this one, probably.
Right.
Logan Paul is just... and I said this on Baited, I think maybe this time last year, perhaps, maybe a bit longer. Logan Paul won't fucking last. I mean,
really,
his time of being the most relevant, the golden boy of YouTube, gaining all these fucking subscribers, everyone's talking about him. He's a come and go type of guy. People like PewDiePie, they're here to fucking stay. And that's what I know, and that's what I recognize, because there's one discernible factor in all of this, and it's the word beginning with T called talent. People like PewDiePie stay around; they stick around. People like Logan Paul, yeah, they'll make their money, they'll make a lot of it, they'll gain loads of subscribers, and they'll keep some of it. At the end of it, they'll always be popular, but they'll never be massively pop. He'll never have the growth that he had this year, and I think, you know, towards the end of last year, ever again, ever again.
What if he? I mean, people used to say the same thing. People used to say the same thing about PewDiePie, though. You know, when he was doing primarily the gaming stuff and everything, the PewDiePie and all that shit. People said the same thing. He was annoying and all. It's not going to fucking last. Eventually, he's going to get old. He's going to stop being. He's going to stop being cute.
PewDiePie's a creative fucking genius.
You know, he is. But we didn't, I don't think people realized that for a long time, because he was the cute Swedish kid with a fucking dog who made funny noises. That was his shtick. That's what he got famous off of. And now he has evolved. Do you think Logan Paul is capable of that same type of evolution? I mean, why not? PewDiePie did it.
No, I don't think he's got the talent to pull it off.
He might have the resources.
Could be wrong.
He might have the resources.
What? Resources by means of money.
The connections in the entertainment industry. I mean, the fact that, you know, he has danced with Disney in the past, you know, just like his brother. I mean, there's no reason to think that something like that couldn't happen again. He's also transitioned a little bit into combat sports world. I think he might take that more seriously. There's no reason to think that he might not be able to evolve, or do you think it's just completely impossible?
Maybe, but actually Keemstar said this, and I thought it was fucking brilliant. Kingstar doesn't say a lot of brilliant things, but every so often he surprises me. He said this on Twitter, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, everyone who's gone from YouTube to mainstream media, or anyone who's been an internet entertainer that has some involvement in mainstream media, has ultimately failed.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the crossover is there just yet. Maybe it will be in the future, and he used as reference, fucking can't remember his name either. That's he said this in his fucking Twitter video as well.
Yeah.
This is how much he's fallen off. You don't even know his name anymore, but he was that gay guy that was really fucking popular that then went on Ellen and went into mainstream shit.
Oh,
he was a huge YouTuber
yeah.
Little fucking funny gay kid with glasses.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. I do not remember his name, which proves the point perfectly.
It proves the point perfectly. Keemstar said it as well. Couldn't remember it either. He had to check it out, had to look it up. And I think he's absolutely right. At the moment, there's no crossover. You can't have both and do both at the same time. I don't think that's the case for anyone.
Right.
Certainly hasn't been the case for Will Smith. I mean, no one who watched that YouTube rewind has nice things to say about Will Smith being a part of it. I can tell you that much.
Because they pulled that card too quick. Because we know what YouTube's trying to. YouTube is trying to bring those people, and they're trying to bring the Will Smiths over. They're thrilled that Jack Black has a fucking channel on YouTube. They're thrilled about this. This is what they want. They want mainstream celebrities to come in.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
Jack Black.
We don't count him because he's one of us. Because he's an everyman, you know.
Is he? He's only made one video so far.
Well, no, I'm saying the
really
reason why I think he'll
obvious.
work is because he's an everyman. You know, he's not Will. Like, you look at Jack Black, you look at Will Smith. Who's more of a celebrity and who's more of an everyman? You know.
I don't know. I think there's a misconception there. I actually don't really care for Jack Black that much. I think he's a bit of a sellout in his career, although he has done some fantastic work. I love some of his songs, and I love a few of his movies, but I will never forgive him for that fucking Goosebumps movie. Ruined my fucking childhood. Piece of fat shit.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
He is not welcome on YouTube after that. After ruining my fucking childhood. I read every single Goosebumps book as a kid.
I did too.
And I was so fucking happy that they never made a Hollywood fucking sellout movie on it. And for some reason, for some unbeknownst, insane reason, when the books have died down, nobody reads them anymore, they're a thing of the fucking past, they make a fucking movie.
Right.
Bollocks. That pissed me off no fucking end. By the way, I haven't even seen the movie. I refuse to watch it. It might be good. But it's the myth. I know it's going to be shit. I didn't look at any reviews.
You didn't even watch it.
Speculating on this. No, I refuse to fucking watch it.
It might be good. It might reinvigorate your whole love. Who knows?
The only review I've seen on it is from a YouTuber called J Station who does fake ghost prank videos.
Right, yeah.
Who I just really do not like. And he said it was an amazing movie. So automatically the movie is shit.
Done.
100%.
Let's see. Cabos is in the chat. He said Jack Black's channel has taken off already.
Oh, yeah. Hasn't he got he's made one.
Well, that's the crossover. That's what YouTube wants. YouTube wants people to bring their prolific audiences that they've made in the mainstream and bring them over here, thus pushing us off the platform. That was their mistake with Will Smith. It's not the mistake of bringing Will Smith on. It was probably a year too early. And now they got to deal with this shit because now PewDiePie went and crushed it with his meme fucking rewind. Don't they have to give the rewind to PewDiePie next year? Is that the only way they're going to placate the fans?
I don't think they even need to placate anyone anymore. They've gotten away with murder at this point.
Yeah.
And again, going back to what we were saying, people don't want other YouTubers slating YouTube anymore because they're bored of it or they've had enough or, oh, you're just complaining. And those same old things that they keep on fucking saying.
Right.
But honestly, Jack Black, even though he's that really in that Hollywood circle, even though he kind of is, I'm sorry, he's doing those mainstream movies Goosebumps and shit.
He's R.L. Stein, baby.
He's not Will Smith. It's not the same thing.
No, they're different stratosphere.
Unless he separates him completely from that, and I don't think he will, then I'm not really that happy to see him on the platform, to be honest.
Well, no, I mean, because it's exactly what the fear is, you know, when these mainstream celebrities come in. Now, granted, likes and views are not finite. There are people who watch Jack Black and they can watch you. I mean, that's the thing. And that's something that I disagree with Kingstar on because he thinks that he talks like it's in binary fashion. like there's only so many clicks and likes to go around. I don't believe that. I think that people can watch multiple different things. So more eyeballs is a good thing. You would think, right? That's why I advocated why I didn't have a problem when I heard, which turned out to not to be true, that the Pauls were going to go to Twitch. I'm like, well, great. They're going to bring this huge fucking influx of people over to Twitch. And some of them are going to like Pokemon. Some of them are going to come watch me fucking be terrible at Pokemon. This is going to benefit me. Am I naive for thinking that way?
I mean, do the Pauls play Pokemon?
No, they don't. But I mean, not every. I gotta assume some people who like Logan Paul, they got Pokemon going on in some form of their fucking life. Some of them, at least, have to be. Pokemon's one of the biggest franchises in history. So I don't think all Paulers are like, fuck Pokemon. That's where they draw the line. We'll dab with a fucking Toy Story hat, but we're not playing Pikachu. I don't buy that, you know. So my thought process is bring more people over. Those eyeballs are going to disseminate to other people. Just that's how it works. They're going to find more people on the platform.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do this to you, especially if they make because I didn't think Pokemon was still a thing.
Oh, it's a major thing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know a lot about it because it was around when I was a fucking kid.
You just broke Ace Trainer Liam's heart. He loves you. Ace Trainer Liam loves you, and you just broke his heart. His name's Ace
I
Trainer
like him.
Liam.
I watched his. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of Max Mofo plays it, and I really like Max. And he's obsessed with it.
Well, yeah, but he's also a psychopath when he does it too. That's the brilliance of Max. He found something, a way to really take that extreme nature that he has and place it into something that's so childish, and it just works so fucking wonderfully. Because it's really just childishness on top of childishness, and he's fucking brilliant on top of it. The way that he's able to come up with these ideas, Jesus Christ, he crushes it, and nobody else can really rip it off. It's hard to do the way he does it. It's
yeah. I mean, by all logic, I love playing Hearthstone all the fucking time.
Right.
I'm not very good at video games in general, but I'm actually good at card games where you have to strategize and shit.
Yeah.
And like one day, like it's a goal of mine to actually create a CTG, collectible trading card game online. One fucking day. That would be fun for me.
That would be fun.
Even though the competition is fucking fierce. That would be the one time I actually do a Kickstarter or something to fund that shit.
There's
ideas about it. It would be fun.
It's funny because there's always room for more card games. There really is. I want to take a question by Kavas real quick because I saw this. He goes, "What's your opinion on Ninja's New Year's Eve stream being advertised on other streamers' channels?" And then he puts in there, "The way you're speaking, Dave, you must be all for it, I assume." In some ways, yeah. I mean, I do think more business-minded than I do emotionally for some reason. I'm not like that in any other facet of my life, but when it's something that I'm doing, where I make some sort of money, I go more business-minded. I don't see an issue with touting your biggest person on the platform, even if it's on other people's channels, because, again, that crossover, you're bringing other eyeballs over potentially just by that allure, or you're helping grow your big star even more. He's your moneymaker. He's your cash cow. How do you feel about it? Do you have a problem with Twitch advertising Ninja on other people's channels?
I mean, I actually noticed that the other day, not with Ninja, Twitch channel. I think they're only doing it with, correct me if I'm wrong, first I'm really hearing about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're only doing it with partnered Twitch streamers.
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure on that either.
I certainly didn't get an advertisement for someone else's Twitch channel before I got the partnership on Twitch.
I haven't. I'm only affiliate. I haven't seen it. I'm affiliate. I have not seen it on mine.
Yeah, makes sense to me. So it's certainly not on every single Twitch channel.
Right.
And so when you sign that agreement with Twitch, you're getting a bigger cut of the money for the subscribers, etc. You get you get a lot of benefits. Is it fair enough? Yeah, I think so. At the moment, anyways.
Right.
Because it's kind of a lot of people have it, but it is a kind of exclusive thing to get. And, Twitch doing you a favor by giving you the partnership in the first place, really, because they don't fucking have to.
No.
So yeah, maybe fair enough. As for making it big on Twitch and hoping that it's going to get more, bigger YouTubers coming to Twitch and the Pauls and shit, hoping that's going to grow your channel. You got to understand, Twitch is such a different fucking entity.
It is.
It's insane. It's so hard to grow a channel on Twitch. And you think it's hard for YouTube to start from nothing on YouTube and grow into a 1 million subscriber channel or even
way harder on Twitch.
million times harder.
Because there's not as many people.
And also, like, the recommendations work so different.
Yeah.
Because you'd think that just playing the most popular game on Twitch will get you the most viewers, but it's not ranked that way because you're always going to be at the bottom of the list starting out because you got people like Ninja streaming the most popular game, and they're the ones that are going to flock to him on the front page. There's no really good recommendation system. So it's effectively a case of if you're already big on Twitch, you're going to stay big, most likely. If you're just starting out, it's almost impossible, and you kind of need other platforms in order to do so.
You need other people, essentially.
Yeah. Well, you need to bring viewers in from some other place. Like starting out with like nobody knows who you are, and just hoping like randomly someone is going to click on you and watch your stream, and then end up following you as well and stick around after that. It's got to be impossible. I can't even fathom how people do it. They just got to get really, really lucky, I guess.
Right.
Even more so lucky than YouTube.
Yeah.
You need something else to back it up. You need to get your followers from other places, from other forms of social media.
Right.
Can't see how else you could do it.
No.
I mean, even for me, it's been difficult to grow it. I'll be honest.
Well, you're doing okay. You're doing all right.
I'm doing okay, but I haven't really grown it, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, really, your audience, actually, you kind of just flew in the face of the point you just tried to make, because the reason why you are big on Twitch, you know, comparatively, is because your audience followed you from YouTube. So you didn't have to grow naturally on Twitch. You brought them over. You know, so I mean, it kind of works to the point that I was trying to make. You know, you have that audience that traveled with you, but you're saying that you're having a hard time growing it further beyond that because Twitch doesn't work that way. So that's kind of interesting.
It doesn't. I mean, I certainly haven't lost. No, because I think my Twitch followers is just like insanely loyal. Like some people,
you're funny.
Some of them never miss a stream. They're always fucking there.
Yeah.
Like every time I stream, same people there. Even though I'm streaming at like irregular fucking hours, crazy hours, different each time, so totally erratic. But to grow it, fuck me. It's like, you certainly can't do it organically using just the platform Twitch itself.
It's hard.
No way.
It's hard.
Yeah. I don't know how to.
I certainly don't. I got help when I came onto Twitch, and when I lost my channel 2 Octobers ago, not this October, but the October before it, when I lost my YouTube channel, I had to do something, you know, so I moved over to Twitch. I had people helping me, you know, I had not only, that was during the, you know, the Catch 33 time and everything as well. So I was still riding the wave from that. So people came over, but Ace Trainer Liam was integral. That whole community that I gained because of him, that was the reason why I've even gained the small foothold I have. And I'm lucky to get 40, 50 people in there, but that's amazing to me. You know, I love that. That's enough to keep you going, you know?
That for sure is another way to do it. And in fact, is the most lucrative form of growth I can think of.
Yep.
Better than having more content, better than getting in the recommended, better than getting lucky in the algorithm, better than conforming to YouTube. The greatest method of growth is essentially other YouTubers promoting you at the end of the day.
Which is
absolutely. And for the last 2 years, I haven't done. Oh, well, if I've collaborated with someone smaller than me, I don't like the stigma attached with leeching, and I've seen a lot of
This has been a discussion. This has been a discussion as of late.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're aiming towards, I guess.
Yeah.
I see a lot of commentators who are fucking leeching off others, and they're growing their channels that way. And for me, I just want to separate myself entirely from that. So, in fact, like this year, this is how much like I've been self-aware of it, and just to separate myself from it, I've only paid one single compliment on Twitter this entire year. Like just like that's it. And I made a fucking thing. I just realized that this is my one compliment of the year that I'm publicly, and I gave it to Leon Lush when he won the money from Mr. Beast. It's like,
for a game show competition, that was your one fucking. Oh my god, that's
and it's
amazing.
Such a shit mentality. It is. I'm aware of it as well. Like it's a shit mentality to get in, because like why should you be criticized for paying someone a fucking compliment?
Right. Yeah, the dick sucker crazy conversation. Yeah.
But I'm so anti being called like a dick sucker or a leech in any fucking way.
Right.
Especially because, you know, I've been criticized for that in the past due to my relationship with Kingstar, even though fucking didn't affect You know what I mean? I never fucking sucked Keem's dick in any fucking way. If anything, I was trying to cut it off.
Right. Yeah, Lorena Bobbitt it, I'm sure. Right. Yeah.
But so yeah, just to separate myself from that, like I've totally avoided it. Like even to the point of not paying someone a compliment. And it's wrong. Like I want to change that in 2019, like in a careful way, because obviously like I'm still aware of like receiving feedback of being a fucking leech or whatever. And I blame other people, not just in the commentary community, but on YouTube in general, for this shit, because there are so many there's so many of them. I'm sorry. And I don't think it's right. And B, it's like these people repulse me. So like, it's just something that really puts me off. I don't want to be connected or attributed to, because this is the problem with the commentary community in particular. Yeah. Like you get a commentator who does something shit, and then automatically commentary community is shit. They all do this.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this.
The stigma.
A lot of the fucking idiots say the stigma attached. Exactly. Like one commentator does something, oh shit, they all do it. Fuck the commentary community. No, right. Everyone's different. Judge each person individually, case by case fucking basis. Why can't you do that? It's very simple.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting too, because where's the line? Where's the difference between the networking? Because I mean, we had a conversation that was brought up over I'm Alex. You know, it's a very, very good example of this, I think, where there's a difference between dick riding or dick sucking or social climbing, whatever term you want to use, where he's taking a lot of criticism for that. What's the difference? Where's that line where it's just networking and because I believe in this. Tommy and I have from the very fucking beginning. You know, we don't do this on our own. You have to have a team around you, getting people, helping them build that they help you. It's karma. Where's the line? Where does it end? Where, for you personally, where's it no longer networking and it becomes leeching?
I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head.
It's hard, right?
All right. So no, I can do it. I can do it.
It's difficult. Okay. It's just a feeling.
Let's base this like, yeah, it is a feeling. That is true. But I think there's a difference between organic growth through someone else and inorganic growth, if that's the word, if that's the counter to it. For example, you know, your growth through me or through Catch 33, that is something very organic, because I met you through Tommy, and you did not ask to be part of a podcast I was creating with Tommy.
No.
I asked you to be a part of it, and I just knew you would be good. I knew you would be good for the podcast based on conversations we've had on Tommy's show. So that is, if you like, an organic growth. Now, if you would come to me when I had barely known you and said, I need a fucking shout out, please let's make a podcast together. Right. And at the same time, suck my dick and said, oh, ColossalIsCrazy, you're the best fucking YouTuber of time. That is a leech. And that is the difference between organic and inorganic growth.
I think that's fair.
Collaboration.
I think that's completely fair. That's a really good example. It was a good way of breaking it down. Because even when somebody approaches, because this is the reason why I've been doing interviews for a while on this channel. This is nothing new. You know, I've had Chubbs, I've had some good interviews, Elvis the Alien, all kinds of shit.
Okay, when you request for an interview, like
that I can't do. I feel so dirty doing that. You know, I stopped doing it.
No, you are asking for a collaboration.
Right.
You are not asking for a shout out when you barely know someone. Yeah. We've been speaking for a long period of time, on and off.
Right.
You know, we were part of a podcast together.
Yeah. Well, you were different. I knew I could always approach you.
Yeah. I'm going to do, I'm going to say yes. And that is not you leeching off me in any way.
No, but the perception, though, because of the numbers game. Look, I'm a dead channel, or at least I was until a couple days ago. Completely fucking dead. You know, get 30, 40 people in here for anything that I fucking do. So the feeling is when I go to bigger people who are only going to benefit me, Leon Lush and I'm Alex, prime example of that. They could have told me to go fuck so easily. They had no reason to do me a favor. They had no reason at all. They had been on before, and they had no reason to do it fucking then either. Maybe they thought I was going to...
But you've been friendly with them before.
Very, very. But it's really interesting when I think of it in those terms, because I could see people easily going, well, he's just sucking your dick so you can get a boost. Every interview that I'm doing, the one that I did with Kavos and Keem and fucking Leon, the one I'm going to do at Repsion, I'm benefiting because of your guys' names. But that's not considered leeching because it's a collaboration, right?
A, it's a collaboration. And B, you already know and have been speaking to these people for some time. Now, if you make a tweet right now, having never spoken to them, at PewDiePie, I love you, man. I'm a big fan. Please, can I do an interview with you?
Right.
Now, maybe that could be considered leeching.
Now, that's interesting because I didn't do the I love you PewDiePie thing, but I did. This Keem was my white whale. That's my Moby Dick, right? I never thought I'd get him. Mm-hmm. So when I got him, I have to think of a new white whale. So I put 3 names out. Ricky Berwick, who I fucking want so bad. He was right there with fucking Keem for long. He'll never give it to me. I want it so goddamn bad. It was him. Thank you very much for that as well. I'm going to change the hat again. Thank you so much. It was him. It was Alex Jones and then PewDiePie. And now people have started retweeting and like making their own things like DEADONDAVE, you know, he's a really good interviewer. He wants to interview PewDiePie and all this type of stuff. Is that borderline trying to I mean, I didn't say I love your content because that's not true. I don't really care about PewDiePie's content, but I find him fascinating. I find his rise and the way that he's able to stay relevant. That story is one I want told here, you know, so is that
sure? I interpret that as a bit of a meme because you're never going to get PewDiePie on your show.
Come on, man. Don't squash my dreams.
I'm sorry to break your fucking bubble. Maybe one day. Holy shit. Come on.
Hey, man. It's like if you tell somebody your dream and they don't laugh, you're not dreaming big enough. That's the way I look at it.
I guess.
It's also could be disillusioned.
I don't know. It is difficult. I appreciate to determine the difference between leeching and I hate the fucking word networking. Leeching and asking someone for a collaboration with YouTube. Yeah, it's so difficult to determine the difference. And I'm not the only one. I think everyone has this problem, and sometimes very, very unfairly.
Right.
Which is why someone who's never leeched before can get lumped in to that. And I think I made this mistake with iMalex because for 2 years I thought this fucking kid was the biggest leech of all time.
Ooh.
Up until very, very fucking recently, this guy is like the ultimate fucking leech. Up until the point where I even considered like, I'm going to make a video not just on this guy, but a lot of others doing this as well within on YouTube. That's how much I thought he was a leech. And then I had one conversation with him, and I brought up example after example. And in fairness, he didn't have explanation for all of them. For a lot of them, he was like, well, here's the reason why I did that.
Right. And
you think there could be no explanation for why this appears that way, but there was. And I take it back. Like, okay, I felt pretty bad because I shit about this guy for a very fucking long time. And mostly just with Kingstar calling him a fucking
and now the world knows because of him. Keem told everybody that the other day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Kingstar was probably pretty influenced in like his recent fallout with iMalex due to in part me. I'll take responsibility for that for sure.
Sure.
But I was so sure of it, and Alex understands this. I think like anyone who looked at it and saw each instance, like when he was at this convention with Pyrocynical and said, "Oh, that's a fucking leech. That's for sure a fucking leech."
Right.
Anyone would think that because, for all intents and purposes, that's exactly what it looked like. But when you heard the background to it, yeah, it was almost fair enough. I didn't have a counter to it, put it that way.
Well, that's saying something too, you know, because when you believe something for so long, it can be really hard to change anyone's mind, not just yours. You know,
well, especially for me, because I don't like to be fucking wrong at all.
No, you don't. No, that's true. All right. We've actually gone over 2 hours at this point. So I got one more topic, and it's been the most requested thing. We've had multiple donations that have begged me to ask this question. So I think it's fair to go out on this, and then hopefully you'll come back again because I love talking to you. We always get good shit when we do this stuff, and I hope you've had a good time on this interview. Because you've always kind of not liked the whole idea of doing like a standard interview. I think it's kind of the reason why we wanted to do the poker in the first place. But this has been great. It's been fucking gold, man. It's been really great.
I enjoy it. I mean, I couldn't do it every day, genuinely.
No, God, no.
I have to be the fucking nasty piece of work that I am most of the time. Like, I just have to have that character on the internet or I get fucking bored, I'll be honest.
Fair enough.
Every once in a while, like, I'll be real. Yeah.
Like, it's awesome to hear.
That's once every 6 months. Real,
like your compliments. Just once a year. That's it.
That's it. It's once a year.
So, all right, we'll get you out of here on this and take as much time on it as you want. Deji and KSI. It's the becoming one of the bigger stories at the tail end of this year. And it's one that has kind of been told over the course of 2018. And it's certainly going to, if fucking Deji has any way of influencing it, it's going to continue on in 2019. What's your take on it? Kingstar told an incredible story about why he thinks everything's happening. It was I think it was the most fascinating thing that happened in that interview, to be honest. What do you think about the KSI Deji situation? Is it fake? Is it real? Do you care? And what is happening there?
I mean, I see a lot of tweets from people saying it's fake. Mm-hmm. I cannot believe people think that it's fake. It's so real to me. Look, if they have faked this in its entirety, or even like 75% of it, they're going to be the best fucking actors ever. Yeah. Like, we deserve to be fucking full. That's the case. I would put money, I would stake my fucking channel on it. Not that it's worth that much, but I would stake my channel on it that not being fake. Maybe they've exaggerated certain elements to it, but it can't be. It can't be.
Has this gone the way that they maybe, or at least like Keem thinks that Deji saw opportunity mixed with his own butthurt that had happened because of some situations with other people in the sidemen and everything, and then not being embraced by KSI after the loss and all kinds of stuff. He talked about a lot of different things. Do you think that on Deji's part that this is kind of a work, but it's gotten out of control and now he's floundering now? He's losing fucking subs. All this is happening. Why isn't he letting it go if that's the case? Because he did a fucking stream, I think the other night, maybe last night, where he just started all this shit again. So if it was fake and it's not working, wouldn't you change course? You wouldn't double down. That's what's really convincing me at this point.
The issue is, and this is the case for a lot of YouTubers who upload very regularly and have been on YouTube for a long period of time, and in the particular case of Deji, but also for KSI a little bit as well, though nowhere near as much, by being on YouTube for so long, by uploading so frequently, they have become disconnected from real world and how to react in the real world and how to react with even something as fundamental as family. And this failing on both their parts, if you like, is mainly due to that reason. And the primary blame can be put on the internet in general. And I see this happen to a lot of YouTubers who are just so absorbed.
Smelling themselves a little bit, drinking that Kool-Aid.
And yeah, it's easy to get locked into this mindset when you make YouTube your life and your job and your career, and it's your fucking everything. And you read the comments and you interact with the fans, and your whole world revolves around YouTube and the internet and social media. How quick it is to become disconnected from the most fundamental parts of life.
Floozy.
And that's something, prime example. Yep. And that's what I think Deji has fallen for. And he's now in a position where he simply, to the normal person, someone who's not a YouTuber, a regular fucking human, he just doesn't know how to cope with it. He doesn't know what to do, doesn't know how to react, and he doesn't know how to solve it.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have once, but those roots have been pulled up, and he is an internet entity now, and he's lost a lot of what made him human.
Right, the humanity.
I want a better word. Yeah.
I am finding out that nobody can talk about this without having the same tone. That, to me, is the most telling thing about the situation. Everybody that I've gotten to talking to last week about KSI and Deji echo the sentiment, the tone, and just the overall vibe of what you just said. It's fucking disheartening to see this because you know that it's affecting a family. This is affecting a fucking family. The parents made a choice to kick one son out of a house on Christmas. What the fuck is happening? You know what I mean? This is crazy. This is crazy. And they chose the less successful son. Like, what? I get just like, holy
Internet
fuck.
is a drug, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. Internet is a drug. I think that
will happen to fucking anyone who does YouTube full time and uploads so frequently and doesn't have alternate hobbies and gets too invested. You get too invested in anything, it can absorb you, take over your life, and change you as a person, and you lose a lot of what made you before. I think that's why it's very important for me that YouTube remains a hobby. So I keep the insight that I have to these particular situations. And that's why I'm able to see it, I think, and I believe, for what it is.
Is it also part of the reason why you went halfway around the world? I mean, not everybody just makes that decision. I understand part of it's work related and all that, but I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me. Because you disconnected literally from all of it. I mean, hell, England is a hub right now of YouTube content creators. You could be collabing with anyone you want in that area. You chose to go halfway around the fucking world where your life is going to be infinitely more difficult to do what you want to do in some ways, obviously. And yet you're doing it.
In some ways, I mean, I certainly wouldn't agree with that, because in some ways it's been made easier purely for the differences that I've done with my job. I certainly have more time.
Right.
But I think this year and last year as well, I haven't been motivated to do YouTube in any way. And I think that's due to just seeing what the platform's become. I have to put most of the blame on YouTube and after that, secondarily, YouTubers. And it's just put me off from being a part of the platform as a whole because of what the platform themselves are doing and those that use the platform doing. That is the most demotivating thing for me as a content creator. I don't want to be a part of that shit. I went, as I told you before, I went a whole fucking year without paying someone a compliment because I was so fucking afraid of being lumped in with the leeches that do exist within this particular community, like terrified of it.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right?
It does. No, it makes perfect sense. I think you put it perfectly. And I think that's a really good place to wrap this interview up because...
All right, slick.
Internet being a drug, it's hard to top that shit because it's 100% true. Clown, thank you so much, man. People seem to really dig this, hearing you talk in this fashion, and I'm
cool. Don't expect it too often. I'm going back to being the crazy piece of shit that I normally am.
And I've learned a good
dogs and shit.
I've learned a really good lesson as well, man. I've been having fun coming into your Discord the last couple of days. You can expect to see me there a lot more frequently as well, because I got to start.
Yeah, I use it every day.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's an exclusive.
And I got to start I got to start reaching out to people and doing that because I love doing this. I love hearing these type of fucking stories from you guys. And the only way I'm going to be able to maintain that is if I continue to be interactive. So we got a lot of stuff coming, and thank you for being a part of that, man. I mean, you really, aside from everything that happened with me and Tommy when we were, coming up in the smaller ranks, you're the first real big guy to believe in me, and you gave me a shot when no one else even thought to do so, and you had no reason to do it. So thank you. Honestly.
Yeah, you're indebted to me for fucking life.
Motherfucking right I am.
Maybe you have to give me a kid or something.
You want this one? She's almost 14. I mean, she's stocky. She can carry bales of hay for you.
Don't want to. No, I'd rather have a son. Can I? I suppose I could sell her and get a son. I could do that.
You're in the right place of the world.
Trade him around. Here come the pedo alligator. I'm looking at my Discord. Pedo allegations.
You're done. You're fucking done.
Yeah,
indeed.
We're finished.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Speaking of which, fuck me.
Yeah, promote your shit. Tell everybody where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Well, probably not on YouTube.
10 videos this year, motherfucker. No. 10 videos. You said it. 10. 10.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it. Yeah, ColossalIsCrazy. YouTube.com/ColossalIsCrazy. I think that's right. It's been a while.
It's in the description box.
To be honest. Twitch.tv/ColossalIsCrazy. Twitter.com/ColossalIsCrazy. Everything is ColossalIsCrazy.
Easy.
Pretty much. And even though I may have to put us again, but I am blacklisted on the @ColossalIsCrazy thing. We ran a few tests, so may have to switch over to Massive is Mental again.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Damn.
We've literally proved it now.
Oh,
I think
shit.
what happened is, because obviously my account was banned.
Yeah.
And then it was unbanned, and I came back. But for whatever reason, Twitter is acknowledging me as still banned, so I don't have some of the, in inverted commas, privileges that would represent a standard Twitter account. So, for example, you wouldn't find me in the who to follow page. Like, anyone could do this now in the chat if you want. Like, if you unfollow ColossalIsCrazy on Twitter bearing an account that you follow me, you will not find me on that who to follow no matter how many times you refresh it. And that's definitely a fucking thing. And also, and this isn't the case for everyone, but even if I just make a tweet right now, there's probably a good chance like 70% of people will not be able to find that tweet unless they go click to my page. So is indication of blacklist. I don't know how it works, but I think that's the reason why
shadow ban.
I'm blacklisted and shadow banned. That's it, and have been ever since I came back. So I don't know. Well, my fucking Massive is Mental account, I haven't tweeted there in months, and it gets more followers per day than my ColossalIsCrazy one.
That's good. It's good evidence. That's pretty good evidence.
I would fucking say so. Yeah.
I think pretty compelling. I got to make one correction before we go, because I completely forgot about it, and it's not right. Even though that we had a big falling out. While you were the first big YouTuber to give me a shot, Joe Cronin, who was not small, especially in the community that I was in at the time with wrestling, he believed in me too. So I got to give him a little bit of love, even though he fucked my effigy. Whatever, it happens. Yeah. So rebel, fucking riot. Thank you guys very much for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Repsion is next. And then we got 2 more to round out the week. Lots of shit. If you're loving it, that's great. I hope you do. Subscribe, support, all of that shit. You can also find me on Twitch each and every single day. I'll be celebrating the new year right there on Twitch tonight. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Colossal.
Happy New Year to you. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. I haven't been reading the chat because we were going to play Pokemon and I never opened it up. But thank you very much for having me. And see you I hope soon. I hope soon on YouTube.
Yes.
I'm going to have a video.
10 videos.
I'm working on it.
All right, I'll close out the show. I'll talk to you later, bud.
All right, take care.
See you later, man. Thank you guys for being here. Holy fucking shit. Are we getting some gold? Are we getting some good shit or what? I think so. Let's give that big shout out to all the people who support on Patreon. I heard somebody in the chat earlier say they're now supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much for that. And we're going to close it by giving some love and thanks to those motherfuckers. See you next time, everybody. Keep it copious. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Hit me with that outro, Mr. GunCannon. Peace.